Oh, hi everyone. We're here with more Necromancers Wish. First of all, thank you, Ed, for that sub. I'll thank him again in chat in a minute because he'll be able to hear me better, but that's awesome. I know Alice is loving the Scrat Hype sub already. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to crack straight in with some D&D. We've had to move a little bit earlier today, just a little bit earlier, because Ambly has a new schedule while she's living in Stockholm. So we've made a small change. It'll probably be for about a month. So we'll be starting at this slightly earlier time for at least 1 month. So I will yeah. Let's just go and get the guys, shall we? Oh hi you guys.
Hi.
Hello.
So, and it's this one. There we go. Let's go round. First of all, hello Alice, our DM for the session.
Hey. Yep, I'm Alice. I'm Scrat's other half, and I am the DM for this session. I don't know more to say because I play every character in this other than these guys. So I am looking forward to this week. Hopefully it won't be so... I was saying earlier, I've lost words today, but hopefully they'll pick up.
It's fine.
But yeah, no, hopefully it's a good week. So, yeah.
Awesome. I'm getting some feedback off of someone.
I think it's Ambly's.
It's probably me. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
That's okay. It's just a bit. It's not like usual mic feedback. It's like a.
Yeah,
And that
too.
noise
It's a honey badger.
was really fun to make.
Honey badgers.
Okay, so let us go round. First of all, hello Ambly. How are you?
I just muted myself. Hello. I am good. I have moved to Stockholm, and that's why we're doing a bit earlier. I am playing Ina Silva, the half-elf fighter. She's strong, she's brave, she's everything you could ever dream of. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it there.
Perfect.
And hello Ed. Ed, thank you so much for gifting the sub to Alice there. That's very much
Well, you
appreciated.
can't have a wife and not be a sub. That doesn't work.
Have
Still,
a wife. A
like
singular
I can see in chat as well. That makes 6 subs you've given away now, dude. Like, thank you.
That was the first time I managed to use the Scrat emote.
Okay, Ed, so hi, how are you?
Hi, I am warm. That's why I opened my balcony door. Otherwise, I'm fine. I play the cleric Dragonborn Baratheon, and he's apparently following a god that is an older god than he thinks he is.
Awesome. And last
Yeah.
but certainly not least, hey Ali.
Hello. I am Ali. Yeah, I play Charisse Pevensey, the undead human in inverted quotation marks sorcerer.
Former
Yeah.
human.
Yeah, former human, dead. She's currently sifting through her memories and trying to make sense of who she is, and she's going through a bit of an identity crisis at the moment. That's me.
Okay, so without further ado, I'll hand over to Alice.
Oh,
Well,
who are
actually,
you?
I was going to ask.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
That, and also, could you finish? Give a brief thing about what happened last week, please.
Yes, I can. Everyone knows me. I'm Scrat. Hi, hey guys.
Who do you play?
I play Alar Galanadel in this little shenanigan, and he's confused as fuck right now. He had a big reveal at the end of the session, and he doesn't know what's going on. So last week we did many things, including trying to save a priest from some judges and
Succeeded.
succeeding by boat. Yes, we did. We escaped by boat. We all had a little bit of a swim. No krakens. We was expecting a kraken time out at sea, but nothing happened.
Just lulling you into a false sense of security, you know.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Then we got to this new land, which I believe was mostly forest and elves, and we all learnt some shit. There was a lot of... This is going to be a weird one.
Learnt some shit.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a weird one to try and catch up on, because there was a lot of time where we were all, like, only one of us with the headset on, so I know that Ali has secrets up there, and I know that Ed might have some secrets over there, and Ambly might have some secrets up there, but I know at least one of Ambly's secrets, because I kept no secrets. I was like, tell me anything, I don't have secrets. And she was like, oh, hey, yeah, your father's the gatekeeper. That's your sister. So we learnt that Ayla and Ina, Ina are actually, half brother and sister. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing I just want to remind, sorry, am I
no, only when you shout.
Is River did donate for something bad to happen.
We need to have a bad thing and
Just
a good
so
thing.
You know.
What is this? Did Israel just donate? Because we have a bad thing.
No. This is
gonna
from last
say.
week.
Last week.
Oh, and I have one nat 20 left.
I have 3.
I got one already.
I do believe I've burnt all mine.
You did.
I think I have one.
Question though, because Alice is a sub now. She got a £5 donation. How does that work when she's at the DM?
I get a natural
We're fucked.
20.
She just takes a nat 20 or a nat 1 to use whenever the hell she likes.
Okay. So, you were all... Should we just get right into it?
Go for it.
Yeah? Okay. So, you have just found out that Ayla and Ina have sort of had a look across to each other to indicate that they are half brother and sister. Now, this is for you, Ivs River. You suddenly notice in this very lovely forest that was almost like Disney-fied. It was really, really lovely and everything. And now the birds have gone silent. Completely silent. The reindeer type, what they had instead of horses, they're starting to stir and get restless. You notice a temperature starts to drop in the area, and you can see some of the elves looking around, like they know you sense that they hear something's up, and then you hear drumming, and you realize this isn't drumming as in actual drums, but it sounds like feet running towards you.
Oh no.
And the animals are getting more and more restless. Would anyone like to investigate or...
I would love to investigate.
No, bad.
She's
we
pulling
can't
up the
investigate.
carpet.
We're not allowed to investigate
What-
here.
what-
How
why?
dare we? Yeah, I'm gonna roll investigation.
Okay. We could hear that, Adam.
Who needs a child when you have a cat?
Okay, Ed.
Da-da-da.
Okay, so Ed, you look over
Yes.
to the archway where you guys came in, and the air within it seems to be pulsing. And it's shuddering, and it's like a ripple of the type of like an oil slick is running all over the barrier between where you are and what's the other side. The elves start to gather themselves. Some are grabbing weapons. You can see their hands start to glow as they begin to summon magic, and the drumming gets louder and louder. And the elderly elf that was
Yeah,
talking
we were talking to.
stands up and walks out and stands in front of all of you. Her hands also glowing. Her eyes are closed and she is just listening. And you can hear under her breath, she just whispers the word Shadow Walkers.
Shadow what now?
As her eyes snap open from you saying that, her eyes, you see, are also glowing.
Okay.
Black
damn.
ooze start to drip down the archway in between the cracks in the brick as the pulsing gets.
Cerise, roughly, and you guys have experience with magic, don't you? You're up. Good luck. And Ayla just takes a step back.
I'm currently on the other side. I'm currently on the other side of the glade from all of you.
Oh, God. Well, okay,
After my little
then he'll
identity
just say,
crisis.
we're Afflian, but by all means.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really sure what's happening.
The elves don't seem to involve you. They all just start readying themselves. You see them. The children, they're being pushed away. They're not in any of that. And then all of you hear this in your head. Knock, knock.
Ah, shit.
And through this pulsing wave, 4 huge, almost humanoid type characters just break through. They burst through. Now, they look like maybe they were humans, but they are deformed. There's bits of them that are all over the place. In fact, 2 of them are running on hands and feet, half galloping towards you. And there's 2 that run straight towards 3 of you that were near the elf, and 1 that runs towards Charisse. Could you all please roll initiative and make me a wisdom saving throw as they lock eyes with you and just let out a massive roar?
Damn it! I'm a
15 for initiative.
Solid 12
Okay.
from me. Solid 12s.
both 12s.
And
Okay.
16 for wisdom save.
Ayla is sort of thrown aback, you're fine with it, but you're taken aback by what you've just seen. Ina is probably screaming straight back at them to intimidate them.
Oh yeah.
Right there. And Ed, what did you get? Sorry.
15 for initiative and 16 for wisdom.
Okay. So hang on, let's have a look. So I'm just doing the wisdom save first, so I can get this down. And I'm afraid Charisse is
Oh, I know.
paralyzed.
That'll do it.
Right. So sorry. What was everyone's initiative?
15.
11.
Yep.
19.
19. Yep.
So it'll go.
12.
And we didn't roll for wisdom.
It'll go Ambly, Ed,
Okay.
Scrat, and me, and then I don't know what you've rolled.
Oh, that's a
A
natural 1 for wisdom saving throw.
Oh, did you not actually? Oh, I'm
Didn't roll.
sorry. I thought the 19 was
No.
your.
Wow.
He's like, I'm ready, but I'm not gonna move.
Then no. Ina has frozen as well. Has completely frozen. Only Ayla and Warathlian they're shook, but they're taken aback by it. Okay, so I'm actually going last.
Honestly, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot here, but that's a natural. That's a natural 1.
Yeah.
It is. Welcome to
lucky
the
Amber
D&D.
turned,
So
so-
Glad to have you back.
Okay,
Ambly.
so yeah,
Yeah.
right. Ambly, you can't do anything. You can make another wisdom save to see if you can
Snap out it.
unparalyze yourself.
I'll do it. That's
You If anything, you just stay there, sort of
Okay, so if we do about 17 more rolls, we're gonna get there. Okay.
Yeah.
So just keep
Okay,
going.
so Ed, what are you
Yes,
going to do?
I shall bless people.
You're going to bless people, okay?
Yes, you bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever the target makes an attack or roll or saving throw, before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add that number to the attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, so
And
you're
it's lasts
blessing-
up to a minute.
So who are you blessing?
Well,
Because Charisse is nowhere near you.
exactly. So I guess that's what I want to click. Aylar and Ina and the elf,
Okay.
the glowing elf.
And the
Glowing elf.
Okay, guys, so remember that then. We've now got
I don't need to
Aylar.
roll that
What's
one.
Aylar doing? He's been slightly taken aback, but he's on his
Ilar
feet,
is paralyzed
preparing
by
himself.
cat.
Well, Afflian, I don't think this is any time for prayer. Shall we instead, perhaps, run? What are Shadow Walkers? Did she summon these? What the bloody hell is going on? Can I make a general perception to see if I can get And
You got to be quick because they are snarling at
I just
you.
want to see if I can. I know they're snarling at me, and don't get me wrong. I'm not putting down the defensive. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck they are.
You know, she didn't summon these. These have come through like almost like a void that they weren't supposed to be able to come through, and they are grotesque. They are hunched. They are like, as one of them normally has a much longer arm than it should, with on claw-like fingers. It's all wrong. It's bad.
Okay, he will sidle up to Athlin and be like, if we stick together, I think we can take them.
Let's hope that.
Yeah.
And he'll just move
make
within 5 feet of Warathlian. And assuming that we're already within 5 feet of Warathlian, I'd like to hold my move so that if Warathlian moves, I move with him.
Okay.
You could have a counterattack, can't you?
I could do that, but I'd rather stay close to you.
So we didn't get hit.
Okay, so Charisse, can you please roll a wisdom saving throw?
You got it. Ba-da-da-da.
Yep, you snap out of it. You snap out of it, and you can move again.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, right. So it's my turn. So
Oh hell!
one of them is going straight for Warathlian, and I'm guessing a 12 doesn't hit.
No.
No, and the second one, nope, nope, no. Yeah, utterly useless. The elf, however, walks forward, and with her hand outreached, with her glowing hand, she sort of it sort of becomes hypnotized and mesmerized by it, and she just starts to push it back.
Back to the board game.
Right. Ina, can you make another wisdom saving throw, please?
Come on, get 3. We'll get there one day.
Yeah. That's a 3!
What are the odds?
Ina is still
Actually,
pretty much
1,
like,
2, 3. Goddamn.
like
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Ina is just
I can't remember. Didn't Ambly have like a nat 20 there?
Yeah, she did.
And she's
No.
not using them.
Oh, no,
Okay.
honestly, I think this is hilarious. You can see Ina is what are those?
Ina has literally, you've been taken aback. You're just like, what? You're too scared to move. You've basically frozen.
I'm dying.
Okay, so Warathlian, it's your go.
Oh.
Yes, I shall cast Guiding Bolt, and I will use one of my net 20s on that.
Okay. Which one are you going for?
Well, they are all the same to me, I guess, so I'm gonna just go.
Well, there's 2 in front. I was going to say, hang on, because yours hasn't got a distance thing, has it? Don't worry, just roll.
It is ranged. For some range, I don't know what the range is, though. It's better attack raised, I should say, but it doesn't say in the range. Oh, there we go. 120 feet, so it's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, about the closest one, whatever. And the damage will be 16.
16. Okay, let me. Okay, right.
Radiant damage, if that does any difference.
Sorry?
Radiant damage, if that does any difference.
I'm afraid it doesn't. Ayla, your go.
Ayla will continue to stand next to Warathlian. This time, since Warathlian has not moved and maybe doesn't seem like he's going to move, he will hold his action in case he gets attacked.
Oh my lord!
Okay. Charisse, you have snapped out of it. You are back in the game, and you've seen these things jump through.
Okay, question. I need to know, because you said 2 heading for Warathlian, and I think you said 1's heading for me?
2, there were 2 heading for these guys, Ayla and Warathlian, and then came over to you, and then 2 headed your way.
2 headed just for me?
And the elves that are around you as well. There are elves around you.
Okay, perfect. So I would like to cast Darkness on the area just before them so that they run into the darkness.
What do they have to... What save is that?
So it would be better if I didn't press something to get rid of it. It doesn't say. It just says the darkness spreads around corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through this.
In fact, it doesn't matter because they are immune.
Damn.
Probably should have thought of that before casting a darkness spell on shadow walkers.
Maybe.
Yeah. So
I'm not having a good
okay,
day.
now it is their go.
Oh my god. I'm
Right,
gonna
first one. Nope.
Hang on a minute, just not to throw us all into the stewing pot, but isn't
How are you doing there?
isn't darkness cast on an area?
Yeah.
So now we all can't see, but the Shadow Walkers
No.
can.
He's away
It's
from
not.
us.
It's not the area. It's not the area near you.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm on the other side of the glade. Remember?
However, all the elves now cannot see.
Oh, gotcha. But all the elves
Okay.
would be helping Ali can't see. Got it.
Yeah.
Elves
It's
gone
very,
down.
very
They are
vulnerable.
in a pickle.
Warathion, does
Sorry,
16 hit your
Nope.
armor class? Okay, or more. And that won't either. They are being pretty useless. They're just trying to stare people out. Okay, so come on, Ina.
This is the most.
Let's
I
go.
swear to God, Ambly. I swear to God, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
I
If it's
honestly
a nat
want to
one,
go
I'm
for
just.
now.
Oh.
I'm having a heart attack if you go.
18.
Oh,
Yes!
thank
Nat
Jesus
one, nat one.
Christ.
Okay, you snap out of it and you snap into action, ready for the next go. So, Warathion, it's your turn again.
No. Yeah, wait. First, you hear Ina scream, "You don't scare me!"
Kind of did.
And,
Right,
I'm
go, Warathion.
Yeah, I'm thinking here. I'm
Ugh.
not used to my spells. Where is it? There we go. I shall cast Inflict Wounds.
Mm-hmm.
And dirty 20. Dirty 20 to hit.
Same one you attacked last time?
Yes.
Okay, right.
And the
It,
damage.
it is dead. It won't matter. It's got so little
If-
health left.
okay.
If you want to describe how you kill this creature.
I need to read that as spell director. Some dark matter, I guess, appear, and it just engulfs it, and it disappears.
Okay, so it basically lets out like a horrific scream and it curls up into a ball and it's like a smoking mess on the floor. Okay, so Ayla.
Are these beasts within, like, attacking distance now?
I touched one of them,
Yeah,
so yeah.
they are. Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. So if one is touching Warathion, then I will lean around him and attack from around Warathion, not physically engaging, but not not hiding either. And I'll use my rapier to stab from behind. Hujah!
Okay. I'm afraid that doesn't hit.
Oh,
And he slinks
I was
back
gonna say,
behind.
Okay, and Charisse, what are you doing? There's a lot of screaming elves around you that are now blind,
yeah.
and you can hear them being attacked by these creatures in the darkness.
Whoops.
You have created the perfect habitat for these creatures.
Kind of.
Whoops. Okay, can I use my, this is the slowest thing ever. Can I use my action to just dispel it, please?
Yep, no problem. That's absolutely fine. Okay, it dispels, and you see a couple of elves severely wounded on the floor around you. Okay, my turn. 19 at Warathion.
That will hit.
Okay, right, bear with me.
You were not prepared.
Oh, okay. That's 16 damage to you.
16 damage.
16 as it jumps out and just goes and it sinks. It is huge. It's like half human, half almost like large cat-like teeth just into the side of your leg.
Ouch.
And the other one near Charisse, does 11 hit or?
It's my armor class, bang on.
Okay, right. So
Please don't roll anything high. Don't roll anything high. Don't do it. Don't do it.
that is 10 damage.
Okay.
So it sort of jumped onto you and pushed you over. As it's
I was gonna say,
tried, like,
what's it
as
gonna
its,
bite
as its
down on?
jaws are like snapping at you.
At
Bone.
what?
At bone.
Ow. That hurts. Okay.
Okay, and there's one more, which is going to try and get to Alar. Ayla, what's your armor class?
Look at that face.
Like really, really high, like 15.
Yeah, it's
no,
not.
you're
It's,
fine.
it's about 12.
And I'm like dodging too, like woo,
Is it actually? What is your armor class?
15.
It is 15.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, no, I wasn't
Okay.
lying.
Yep. You're absolutely fine.
Okay.
Look at it.
Okay. The elf who was talking with you has walked forwards, and as she's tried to contain this energy, walking the creature backwards, trying to get it back to the void it came from, it leaps at her and
No, Grandma Elf.
on a nat 20 does. Hang on.
We just killed the grandma that had all the answers to everything we wanted to know.
Scrap, did you use it?
Does
D4
34 damage, and she is down. She is collapsed in a crumpled heap,
Grandma!
grabbing her side as it has slashed through her stomach.
Scrap, did you use a D4 bonus for
We do?
Ina, it's your go.
On my attack roll? No, I didn't.
Yes.
Okay, when Ina sees
bad.
this, she's gonna pull her weapons and charge the creature that attacked. Attacked.
Yeah.
the-
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Roll an attack roll for me, please.
I
Plus a
wanna
D4,
use-
mind you.
I want to use my natural 20.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, roll double damage.
Let's see. I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah,
That
just roll
one.
twice. It's fine.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Piercing 7. So is
Awesome.
it?
Okay.
Yeah.
This creature is wounded. It's limping. It's trying to get away from you. Excuse me. And it is bleeding out as it tries to, as it backs away from you. So, Rathian, your go.
I shall attack the one who's left by me then. Or is it,
Yeah,
you did
there's
that
one.
attack?
That's the one that Ina has just
Yeah.
hit.
I shall attack that one then. And that's 21.
Nope. Okay. Yep.
And the damage would be 7.
Right. Okay. Yep. It is down. How are you killing this creature?
Well, I assume it's gonna get this. I hit it in the chest maybe, and then it's gonna be the same
it's just gonna
effect as before, I guess.
completely just knock it aside almost. Okay. So, Ayla, your turn. There are 2 left by Charisse.
Am I near Charisse now?
No. No one is near Charisse.
How do I?
Not even
Can I
elves
even
now.
Can I even see where Charisse is? Like,
Yeah, you can see her over the other side because the 2 other creatures have run towards her.
okay, is she in bow shot range?
I'd say so, yeah. Well, don't shoot Charisse, but yeah.
Then I shall fire.
I swear, if you roll in that one.
And do I get a D4 on that as well to up it?
I think you do,
Yes.
yeah. So you hit it.
Attack rolls plus 1d4.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 14.
Fab, right, you hit it and...
Hang on, whoa, because I'm also standing within 5 feet of Ed, so I'm going to take sneak attack damage too. That's why I was sticking to Ed, like a glue.
Okay, it is wounded. It's got an arrow, like you've pierced it right between the shoulder, and it is sort of struggling to not limp away, 'cause it's not going anywhere, but it is hurting, and you can see blood dripping all the way down its arm.
Yes, that's right. Walk away.
It's still coming towards me.
You've got this, yeah. No, we'll be
Okay,
fine.
so Charisse, it's your go.
Okay, I'm getting away from this nonsense. Okay,
Thanks for the
Misty Step.
hosties.
I want to cast Misty Step,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to over to where
So
everyone
you're
else
walking
is.
past it.
No, it's teleporting.
Is it
So,
teleporting or is it moving fast?
Misty Step is being briefly surrounded by silvery mist. You teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see.
Okay.
So
Okay,
it's
that's fine.
Can you see
Okay.
for the spell you cast?
I dispelled it.
Alright.
Okay,
I've
so
not done anything quite so intense.
whilst you do this, the creatures have started attacking others, and you can see
What?
Anston steps in,
Ah,
and he's really, really nervous, and he's just like, he's panicking, and he's like, I don't know what, and he closes his eyes, and then he holds his hands out, and you just see an eruption of energy blast out of Anston, and he blows the last two over. They're still alive because he is shaking nervously, and you can see that Fen has also begun to turn into wolf form.
oh, now he does.
Roll over,
Fair.
and they
Okay.
start running towards you. Oh,
So it would seem that we all have lots of deep dark secrets. Okay, I
So-
should take this on board. I need some deep dark secrets.
and Anston's just like he's freaking out a little bit. He's doing that as if his hand's really, really hot, like he's trying to cool it down and like blow on it. But these creatures are now running straight towards you guys. So Ina, it's your go. They've spotted you as killing one of the first ones. So yeah, they're heading to you guys.
Bring it! Bring
Yeah.
it! Flash charges towards them and like.
Epically, please get an at 20. So yeah, roll attack.
Don't jinx her.
Natural one.
Not as epic as a dragon.
You'll jinx yourself, Ambly. Oh!
22.
Okay, I'm gonna say, because it's only had like half life left, I'm gonna say you jump as you've run towards this. It's leapt towards you. You've leapt towards it, and with your sword, you have just cleaved it effectively in half as it crumples onto the ground. The other one sort of goes, like at this, and tries to run for the
Oh,
portal.
Ina charges towards it. Come back here!
It is Orathlian's go. Unless, does Ina have like a second attack or anything? I can never remember, sorry.
I can't remember either.
I don't think you do at the moment, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. No, I think it's Orathlian's go.
Okay.
I will shoot my light crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
It's last one, right?
Yes, it's the last one, and it is fleeing.
And that's a 16 to hit.
A 16.
Yes.
Okay, yep, you hit it. What damage?
The damage would be 5.
Okay, as it's about to leap through the veil, your arrow catches it, and it just drops to the ground,
Excellent.
and they're all dead.
Damn it! Okay, can I sprint over to the old elf?
Okay, yep, she's
Yeah,
like
I want to heal
bubbling
her. Actually.
up.
Can I roll a medicine check, please?
She is far too gone.
Can I roll a medicine
You
check?
can
Can
if
I
you want,
heal
but
her?
you're gonna. Yeah, this is bad.
Can I
Can I?
die? Did
You
you say
have a natural 20, Ali.
while this is
It's
going
only
on?
me.
Did you
but I'm not
say?
using it on an elf.
Did you say the veil had closed?
The veil was like, it wasn't a. You know, when you first came into the camp, it was almost like you went through a safety barrier to keep everything. Don't you remember that you went through a safety barrier and suddenly you were in a much nicer part of the forest?
Yes.
Nod and lie.
Totally remember that.
That
Which way?
was
I
that was
remember
the barrier.
Alice.
Thank you.
I remember.
The barrier you went through.
Yes. So okay. Can I go and see if there's more that way?
Or like
I want to come
stick
to
your head through it.
Yeah,
I will
like 100% dive out, epic style, maybe into a forward roll, combat roll. Yeah.
You can do. If you're doing like an amazing combat roll, I want you to roll athletics.
Now
wanna do it
you
as well.
say athletics, but a
I
roll
mean
is surely acrobatics, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're
He
doing
was
it
just trying to put it on
fabulously,
you.
athletics.
Ha!
Or perhaps performance.
Or perhaps the
I'll
DM
roll it.
always right. Okay, so Aylar literally does almost like superhero landing through and lands the other side, and Ina almost trips over him on the way out as she follows quickly behind him. And the forest seems much darker on this side of the veil, and you see tracks leading away from the way you came. Lots and lots of footprints, and also is anyone like roll perception for me?
I was just about to say that.
Well,
Mhm.
I only heal. That's the problem.
We can't all have what we want, Ed.
Clearly.
Some people just gotta die.
God, I am rolling.
Wow.
But I
Thank
got the
you.
spell for that
There
too.
are trees here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the forest. I know this
It's
place.
got trees.
Ayla, I
in
do
it.
believe we are
Um,
still in a forest.
Okay. Ed, did you go through the veil?
No, me and Ed are back with all the elves.
Oh
actually.
yeah. Adam, are you rolling perception?
See.
Yes.
18.
Everything.
Yes, you are. Okay, so basically you've burst through the thing, done a superhero land and got sort of sniffed to the air and gone, there were animals here, there were guards here. You can see deep, heavy footprints of what you recognize to be the size of maybe what the judges were. And you sort of get the idea that maybe you were followed here. Ina has jumped through the veil, tripped over Ayla, and gone, we're in a forest. And that is the most she has managed to perceive from this. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys are going to do about this now. So
I
we're going
guess
to
my
go back
medicine
to
check did shit
Charisse.
all.
Where is it? Sorry, I didn't actually...
17.
Yeah, it's more that you can identify that she's effectively had everything ripped out. This thing got a nat 20 on her. She is dying. There's some other elves. There's another younger elf that comes running over to her.
Can I
and
cast
just like,
Spare the
"Why
Dying
did
then,
this?"
please?
What, sorry?
Spare the Dying.
What's that, though?
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable.
Hasn't got 0 hit points, though.
Well, then I want to cast heal.
Okay. Well, you can cast that, but she's going to be severely ill. This is all I'm saying, because of what she's been... You notice across her skin, it starts to seep black. Like
We
the
could
ooze
just
that
let her
comes
die
out,
and then cast Spare the Dying.
like the ooze... Well, then she's dead. Like, dead.
Necromancy!
But, like, you see the sort of, like, black ooze that came through all the brick and stuff has started to seep across her skin, and it's reaching up towards her.
Ooh, question, teacher. I have a question. I have a question, miss. Is this the same stuff that came out the tap and out of the mirror?
Don't know. Roll for it.
I will cast my healing word in the meanwhile.
Is that in investigation?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I heal her for 4.
Yeah!
Okay, you look at this, and it looks like it was the same stuff that came seeping out of
Looks
the
like,
mirror.
or is?
Looks like.
Okay.
Looks like the stuff that's seeping out the mirror. An elf has sort of pushed you out of the way because she's talking. It's like, why did they do this? How did they break the barrier? And the main dying elf, who is just like gurgling blood and stuff like that, she just points at you two.
Whoa. All right then. Let's not jump to conclusions here.
The elf, the other younger elf, is just like, them because of them. What about the other two? And she shakes her head.
What? What on earth did I do?
She closes her eyes.
Oh, goodness.
I still healed her for 4, if you don't get that.
I'm not necessarily saying she's dead. I'm saying she
Yeah,
closed
yeah,
her
yeah.
eyes.
Adam's face.
You're not having a nap.
Adam just realized
Can
something.
I just point out, Adam is... Look at him. Look at his little face. Look at that Sherlock Holmes-esque... Yeah, I saw that, Adam. He's worked something out.
You have something on
Look
your
at
heart.
it. Look at it. I love Mondays. Okay. Yeah, I just sort of
All anymore hurts.
The elves sort of back away from you a little bit. One of them walks forward and looks at you both. Goes, "What did she tell you? What did she tell you to do? What happened?"
And I sort of I give them a long look, and then I tug my hood slightly further over my skull. And I sort of give them a long look and sort of go, that is none of your concern and has nothing to do with what's going on. It is
my concern. Our elder lies dying on the floor. What did she tell you?
It is personal.
What are you supposed to do? She said you were important.
It's nothing to do with this. I promise you.
And you? And she just ignores Sharice and looks at the Dragonborn.
She might have told me that I'm a keeper. Gatekeeper, that is.
So, you're going to the temple?
Yes.
Where are your friends? And then this person calls out, so it's like, help the wounded, help the wounded. And they're not like, there's not anyone majorly wounded other than
I kind of want to go for prayer of healing.
So, like, it's more from like people stumbling and running away, and they're just checking everyone's okay. So, yeah. And right, what is Ina and Ayla doing?
Ayla, we are still in the same forest.
Yes, but it doesn't look like there anymore, which is a good start. Can I investigate for tracks?
You can.
Would that be survival or perception, investigation? What would you like?
I'd actually say investigation on this one.
Ooh.
Okay. You note that quite a few tracks came towards the archway you've just leapt through, and for some reason couldn't seem to get through because they've turned around again and walked back.
Oh. It would seem that quite a few of these creatures have headed towards this glade, forest, whatever you will. It seems they couldn't get in. I don't know how the Shadow Walkers got in, but I can't see any sign of them.
Where was that the person who said knock knock?
You heard that too?
Mm-hmm. I assume everyone heard it.
Okay. Well, that is good information. Also, Kent Hyde, you have 2 advantages or disadvantages to dish out as you please, or 1 nat 20 or nat 1. Please pop in chat. I am glad that you were hearing this also. That makes me feel a little bit less insane.
Well, don't say that. You have a sharp mind, brother. And I give you a slap on the back. Like, you would have thought, huh?
Yes. Half-sister. How peculiar.
Yeah, how old were you again?
How old are you again?
No, I asked you first.
I am aware. I am aware. I'm just doing a quick little bit of maths in my head.
I am 40.
Okay. Okay. I'm certainly old enough to be your father about 9 times over.
So how much are we talking about again?
I'm on my next name day I will be 323.
Oh, you're an old man.
At least I'm not a child.
I have 2 big brothers.
2 big brothers?
Yeah, Taran.
Oh yes, the cat. Yes, I remember. How strange.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna explain everything when we get the group together.
Yes, perhaps that would be best. What do you know of our father?
Well now, the elf said something about he created the gate. I'm looking at you, Alice.
The architect.
No, yeah, your name.
It's alright, you left your notes at home, it's fine.
Yeah, so he created the gates a few hundred years ago, and I can't remember what it was for, but it was by the old temple.
Indeed. Well, I too don't know very much about him. Did he spend any time with you?
Not that I can remember. He left when I was young, maybe 3-4 years old. Taran probably remembers him slightly.
He left me in a city at the start of the Mage Wars. I didn't know him at all. Shall we? There's not much to learn out here. Shall we head back to the others?
Sure.
You're just gonna walk through, or are you gonna just try and be majestic again and get through?
Majestic.
Actually, I'll just Ina. I'll tell you what. Why don't you stride on through? Perhaps draw a little attention, and I'll sneak round and just get a read on the crowd.
Oh, you got a pickpocket? Really?
So, no, I tend to go for higher value robberies, but that's aside the point.
I check my pockets and my sword.
We're not in a bar at the moment, Ina. No, seriously, you go in. I'll get a read on the crowd and just see if anyone's up to anything. See if maybe someone perhaps summoned the Shadow Walkers.
Okay, but you're not gonna run away, are you? Because
gives-
I will catch you.
And Ayla will give Ina his most winning smile and just be like, "Sister dearest, would I run away from you?"
Performance check on that.
Yeah, I wanna insight check.
Or something then.
Or insight check.
Against persuasion?
I am wrong.
Yes, against persuasion. Yeah, you're fine. Ina completely believes him, and he's almost like Ina's almost like, "Oh, brother!" Like,
Oh, I knew you would come around, and I give you a big hug, and then I stroll through the portal.
Yes, yes.
I'm running so bad today. Why?
There's a reason why I left Room 22 room. I recently realized.
And so as Ina strides back through, I'm gonna hop it up a tree as soon as I'm back through the archway and just sneak around. Being a wood elf and having second story work, this should be no problem for me. So I'm just gonna sneak around in the trees and see if I can see if anyone's acting suspiciously or separating themselves from the groups or anything like that.
everyone seems to be just either checking everyone's okay, calming the animals down, or huddling around like the elder elf that is in a bit of a state. So you can see Taran wandering about, and
The cat.
yeah, Taran is just wandering about. He's not necessarily doing something specific. He seems to be going to sit by the edge of the woods, at the back of the camp.
Are Rathlin and I being tied to a spit?
No. They're not really bothered by your presence. They're focused on their
Okay.
friend, basically.
Can I see Taran?
Yeah, you can see Taran. He's not
Alright.
being sneaky. He's wandering around. He's sort of sitting by the edge of the forest as if he's waiting.
Okay, Ina runs towards it. Taran! So then, like, picks him up and like, are you okay?
He sort of not swipes in a horrible way, but like as you pick him up.
Oh, stop that.
But like
I healed before when I cast Healing Word. I forgot my Discipline of Life, so I healed her for 7.
Mhm.
Technically.
she's still out, like
Yeah.
she may
Now
be
I would like-
alive, but
I would have liked to cast Prayer of Healing.
okay. Yeah,
Who's going
can
to
do.
fight you for this, Alice?
He can heal as much as she wants. That does not mean she'll be conscious.
Well, she would be better, I hope. That's the
And
plan.
Kent Hyde has gifted me a nat 1 for my next check.
Okay.
Thank you, Ken.
13. After
Okay.
10 minutes.
Yeah, you are like healing her gradually, but her eyes remain closed, and you can see though that her breathing begins to regulate a bit better.
Yes.
Can I, even though almost, I know it won't really be of any help, but I'm just trying to do something to keep me busy and not standing around fretting. So I've almost gone back to the edge of the glade, and I'm just going to examine the large stone archway, and my gloved hands are just patting all around it. Is there ooze dripping down from it still?
Not like actively, like there's remnants of the.
Can I can I just busy myself trying to
You would like touching it and investigating? Or okay. Can you roll investigation, please?
Oh, I don't know why my brain thought you said roll initiative. I was like,
fight the ooze.
Boy, oh, that's
okay. So you
much better.
touch this with a gloved hand, and as you rub it, it starts to smoke as if it's burning through your glove.
Can I, can I just take my glove off and sort of pop it on the floor and try and stamp out the smoke?
You can, and you do stamp it out, but there is now holes at the tips of your fingers and your gloves.
I sort of pick the glove up and just sort of sigh and try and slide it back on, though obviously the bones of my fingers are still coming through slightly, so I'm just sort of... Yeah, and so for me, I'm probably just stood against the pillar, trying not to go anywhere near anyone right now.
Okay. Anyone doing anything else?
So when I've been round the forest and I've seen that there's nothing particularly mysterious going on, are you two separate groups, Ina and Warathlian and Cerise?
Oh, I am
Ina's
leading the
run
elves.
over. I'll say Ina's run over to Tara, and at the moment she's like spinning around with a cat in her arms, like at the edge of the
After a giant battle, she's like, "Oh, a cat!"
Okay, so I'm not going to go near her then. She's clearly having the time of her life, literally.
No, she's not spinning around. She's holding him, having a really serious conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yep, of course. And so seeing this, Aylar is going to jump from the trees and land in front of all of the elven folk around the old woman as dramatically as possible.
Roll for that, please.
I forgot. I've gotten that one, haven't I?
Yep. Okay,
You've been
so
screwed.
as you try and jump out of the
Don't
tree,
land on the old
proper
woman.
sort of do splat on the floor, starfish it, and roll 1d4 of damage.
Ah.
You fell out a high tree.
I am drawing
Splat.
this. I am
Thank you so
drawing
much
this.
for that net one.
Thank you so much
Ah.
for drawing this. Oh, that's
3 damage
hilarious.
for face planting the ground. The elves sort of get and look at you like, but then go back to their sort of leader, elder.
I shall spring up with as much dignity as possible and just be like,
They look into the sky like,
I am Aylar, part
It's raining.
elf, part flying squirrel. You may see me spread eagle often on my travels.
Don't say
Good
that.
luck to
Don't
you
say
all.
that.
bet you are.
And
Don't-
he will turn back to the old lady, notice the black ooze coming from her, and oh, she's bleeding like a mirror.
They all look at you like some of them are just like confused or just really annoyed that you're talking. Like, they're just fussing. They're fussing over her, and you know.
This is weird enough for Ina to approach.
Okay.
That's all she does. She just wants to say.
The old sort of lady, the old elf, you can hear her talking, and she is saying Aylar. And the other elves sort of back away as she does this and look to you.
I shall step forward, kneel on one knee, and say, yes.
She pulls you like by the scruff of the neck, like this is quite, and pulls you to listen. Go. So can everyone take off their headsets a second, please? She says to you, she's like, remember to go to the temple. What I told you. Go to the temple. Take the others with you. And find and she sort of breaks up a little bit
And
it's like
find
forget
and
it's
find
like,
out
and the magpie.
the magpie.
Find
Yes.
the magpie.
What do you mean, the magpie?
And she passes out.
And I'll give her a little slap on the cheek, like, no,
Yeah.
come on, come back, come back, come back.
Okay, the other elves are like, stop slapping our elder. But no one can hear. Everyone headsets back on.
No, come back round. Come back round. Come on. Does anyone here know how to make old elves stop being annoying? Hello?
A guy drags you off her at this point, like thinking, give us some room, and just
Yes,
shoves you aside.
perhaps that's what she needs, room. That'll bring her round. Does anyone here know healing? Medicine?
She needs rest.
Oh, that's possibly the worst medicine. That means we have to wait around. He'll turn to Ina and the rest. And I'll wait for Raphlian to have his headset on.
Hello.
So Ayla will turn to everyone and be like, we need to find the temple, the old temple, and perhaps find the person who started the Order of the Magpies. I guess. She just said the magpie. But the V sounded important. It wasn't just a magpie or the magpie. It was find the magpie. She said it quite, she pronounced it quite sternly as if it was...
We get it. We get it.
Well, you never know. I want you to be clear. This
Yes,
is...
all right, but what on earth do your old troop have to do with this?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, we know that the magpies is my symbol, and the magpies appears with the missing children dockets.
And they're working with the Order of the Sun.
Yes.
They don't... But what on earth do the Sun and the Shadow Walkers have to do with each other?
You can't have shadows without a light? I don't know.
I don't understand. She said it was my fault and Rathlian's. Not yours, not Ina's.
Well,
Ours, that they got in.
could it...
Awful,
Could
but
it...
You didn't let them in.
No, this makes perfect sense to me. She is undead after all, and he clearly deals with the undead quite a lot, so... I mean, once again, this is a clear case of Cerise being undead and attracting spirits. Just like the hotel room. See? More
That
ooze.
sounds racist.
I would thank you not to pin all of this on me.
He shoots Cerise a sly smile.
Cerise is staring back. She's going through an identity crisis, and now this shit has happened, and now she's just cold.
Ina,
Turns
oh,
away.
Ina steps literally in between it and like, all right, let's not point any fingers. Let's calm down and let's go to the temple and find some answers.
And the temple is where?
Right, elves, we need a guide and 1, 2, 3, 4 strong warriors. Come on, chaps. You know you all want to
elf?
come along.
No, we only need two. It's fine.
An
We
elf
don't need any.
wanders over to you, a young, well, he looks youngish, he's male elf, and he says, we're not going into the forest. Do not clap at me. And the guide is already in there. You have to find them.
My dear fellow, I meant no insult. I was just saying, your elder commanded us to run to the forest, and I was merely seeking your aid.
The guide will meet you at the edge of the forest. That's
Well,
how it works.
of course, but perhaps we could have some hardier folk to take along with us. I mean, look at me, I'm a city
Ayla.
boy.
And I sort of, I stand very close to Ayla and sort of lean in, just sort of go, they have just suffered quite a horrific attack. Do you really think they will be in the position to give us any sort of aid? We will be quite alright on our own. And with that I stalk off to the edge.
Probably just as she's leaving Edge of Hearing, I'll be like, she's moody.
How is my
Okay.
play going in part of this?
What how the healing prayer or the...
It takes 10 minutes to cast. So.
Yeah. Well, you've probably been stood there for longer than that, so
Okay.
I'd say she came round to speak, so that's sort of what it is. So, what are you guys doing?
I'm
So
waiting.
what are your orders? Because
I'm waiting at the edge.
I am apparently going to the temple.
Okay.
All of you going to the temple?
What's Ina and Aylar doing?
I'm gonna appeal to the elves once more, and could someone at least lend me a decent longbow?
They shoot you quite a harsh look, and one of them just points to go to the wood, like, go.
I go and take Ayla
That direction.
by the scruff of the neck and like, come on now.
I really don't understand why everyone's being so indignant. I mean, so she's a little bit oozy. I mean, she'll be okay.
I slap it. I slap it like, give some
Oh.
respect.
I mean, he's not arguing. He's not complaining. He's letting you drag him. He's just, I just don't understand.
Yeah, you get a slap.
And
You too,
get a
okay.
Okay, so you're
Everybody
stood
gets a
at the
slap.
edge of the woods, and there's just a really thick wall of trees and thicket and bushes.
Can I try and put my hand through to see if there's any like?
As
I
you
try and
step
step through?
forward,
Yeah.
everything seems to bend and part to reveal a path through the middle. You can hear the trees like creak
Mm.
as they do this.
I just stride on.
Hmm.
Are we there or is she in front of us?
Well, she's just walked through, so she's slightly ahead of you.
Okay.
Who, the guide? No, Cerise.
No.
No, Shreese.
Can I call out? Can I call out to Cerise?
Sorry?
Sorry.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I was thinking, can I call out to Cerise? And just sort of say, Cerise, hang on. We shouldn't separate too far in the forest. If we can't get any elven help, I am a wood elf. Let me scout ahead.
So, excuse me, I turn around and sort of fix him with a long stare. You're saying we shouldn't stay apart, yet you're now insisting you go ahead in front of everyone.
I'm just
That's
saying,
contradictory.
I will scout ahead.
Let's walk together.
I just keep on walking.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not like not letting you. You do what you like. She's just.
Ayla will let out a bit of a sigh, and he'll hop it up a tree, and he's going to be using Mask of the Wild, second story work, all of that stuff, and he's just going to be flying ahead.
Okay, or you can say it's like a normal forest. The one thing I will say, is that as you get deeper into the forest, it gets darker, and the trees are definitely like creaking as they sway. in
Can
the
I
wind.
come?
And you also
Give me 2
start to
seconds.
hear whispers that seem to
I don't know what the
Hmm.
mute button is.
forest.
Could I please cast Dancing Lights?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course you can. Are you
you.
casting it over everyone or just a specific?
Well, it's I believe it's 4 torch-sized lights within range. So I'd like to have 2 hover on each of my shoulders and 1 on not Ayla, 1 on Ina and 1 on Rathlian. So I've got a wall of light
Okay.
by their shoulder.
How dark is it exactly?
It's not pitch black, it's just getting darker. Like, sort of dusk. Sort of.
I will probably, when I see the lights appear, I'll hop back and sort of land near Cerise, not trying to do any fancy, just literally dropping out of the tree this
Yeah,
time.
that's fine.
And just be sort of like these lights, they might be a beacon if anyone's looking for such a thing.
And
Are you hiding for something?
I sort of stare at him and sort of go, would you like to see where you are going?
Thank
I
you.
understand your concern, Aylar, but I would like to know if I'm about to step down a gigantic ravine.
Yes.
I second that motion.
I totally understand, all of you. And what am I hiding from, Rathlian? Well, perhaps the Shadow Walkers, who can see in the dark, and most certainly will see a light if it enters their forest from a great distance. As for seeing where I'm going, I am scouting ahead for you. I have dark vision. I will not let you stumble into a ravine.
Do you really think that a light will make any difference to a creature of the dark?
Well, like I said earlier, you are the magical expert. I'm just making assumptions. Assumptions on the safe side.
Well, to be fair, we are in a dark forest. If there are any enemies, they're probably gonna spot us anyway. And they do have a point that I would like to see where I put down my feet.
Okie dokie. And he just...
But your opinion is considered.
And he's going to give another winning smile and be like, "Oh, why, thank you, sis." And fly up a tree again and start scouting ahead quite happily without a light.
Also, I would like to keep a close eye to Taran.
Taran is trotting by your side, maybe a couple of inches in front of you, just like quite happily, just trotting through. Doesn't seem scared or anything.
You're right there.
Yeah, he just sort of looks up at you, sort of like mews a little bit, and then keeps going.
Okay.
All I can think about is the cat from Sailor Moon. The cat from Sailor Moon.
Oh, well, I've never seen it, so I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there goes Abley's wide eyes for count episode 3. I can't do the next bit without Ali, I'm afraid. But you're walking through the woods. Yeah. So the temperature seems to have dropped again around here, but not in like a horrible way. It's like dark, night is setting in, and
a normal drop of temperature though.
Yeah, like a normal drop of temperature. You can feel everything starting to get cooler, and you can see the moon as it starts to come out.
Shall we maybe set camp?
What? No. We're almost there. I'm sure of it.
You see Taran almost pick up a pace.
Who's picking up the pace?
Taran.
Taran, right.
Like, as if he seems to know where he's going.
I will drop back and also join the group to follow Taran if I see this. I wouldn't have gone too far, so I should see.
Yep. Maybe. He is trotting down this, what looks like to be a single path that is getting thinner and thinner as it narrows in. And then it opens up into a huge clearing. And in this clearing are 3 large circular pools of water. In between them, on a log, is a child sat with his back to you.
Hello!
He doesn't seem
call out to me.
to stir.
As Ina shouts, I immediately blend into the woods.
You do that because you can hide behind a shrub or anything with your like
Mask of the Wild, yeah.
Like,
I can.
Yeah.
I don't think it gives me advantage in any sort of special way. It just means I can hide in like where there's nowhere to hide. I think.
Okay. So you've just blended into the woods.
Okay, Ina's like, Taran, come here, and she set it on the ready, but she still approached the child and like, hello.
Well, Taran he doesn't come to you when you say come here. He trots quite happily over to the child and plonks himself down next to the child. And the child looks over and the child looks down at him and strokes him and says, "You came back."
Hello.
This child jumps up and turns around and looks at you and he's like, "Hello." He's like, "Are you here for the temple? They did tell me to wait here."
Yes, we are. All 4 of us.
Okay. Well, which pool are you going to pick?
Excuse me?
Which pool are you going to pick?
Oh, that's a good question. What's the difference?
You must choose a pool because one of them goes into the temple. But the temple won't let you in if it doesn't want you.
Okay, do we all have to pick the same pool?
It's up to you. Depends on the temple, really. Some of you, and he sort of looks over at you, goes, some of you are darker than others. It might not let you in. But then again, you probably wouldn't see me if it didn't want you.
All right then. How do I do? Do I point or do I enter the pool or?
You need to get in and hold your breath.
Okay, cool. I picked the middle one.
Okay, as you approach the middle pool, you look down and you see lots of black silhouettes
Oh.
around the pool.
Okay, I go and look.
I like to inspect all the free pools.
Yeah, I wanna look to the right one now.
The one in the right, you can see what looks like a city high street. And people are walking and talking and going about their daily lives. You can't hear what they're saying, but you see lips moving. And it's like you're almost looking up at them through a puddle.
Okay, do they look in trouble or are they just...
No, it looks like a calm day out.
Okay, and the left one?
And the left one is, it's a weird one because it seems empty. But as you look in it, you see yourself, but there's something wrong.
And we all see the same thing?
I don't know, you're looking?
Well, I did say I want to respect all three.
Is that where you see
pools.
your reflection?
Well, do I see the same thing in the other two as well?
Yes.
Yes.
When I look into my reflection, is it like my features are changed or?
It seems so. As you move your head, it's like a delay. It's slower than you. Your reflection does not keep up.
Low bitrate.
Okay, I've seen this before. Okay, I'm actually gonna pick the middle one, actually, and I'm gonna say I think this one looks like it needs some light in it, and I want to walk in there.
Are you going to just walk into the pool? The boy looks at you and smiles. He's like, "So is this your pool?"
I don't know. I thought I could have a look.
Is this the one you're choosing?
Yes, this one looks like it needs someone to make it less scary.
Okay. And as he says that, the black figures reach out and pull you under. And the rest of you see Ina disappear. And then this boy turns and looks and goes, "Who's next?"
I will emerge from the shrubbery.
I am here. Can
I can
sort of,
see, like camouflage, like
and like almost like in like a Superman pose, like I am here.
Yeah, I just imagine Ayla holding like two branches, like haha.
He sort of more emerges, runs and dives into the pool that Ina just got sucked into.
Ayla, what on earth is?
I walk over to the reflection one.
the reflection one.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you doing with the reflection one?
Well, I want to jump into that one, or jump. But...
You want to go into it?
Yes.
Okay. As you step into it, you hear a voice in your head. And you recognize this voice. And it's just like, "Yes, choose this pool. I'd like to see
I jump right up. I don't like that one.
And so, sorry, did you say Ayla was stood in the middle pool?
He's gone into the one Ina was in.
Whichever one Ina disappeared into, I dive into.
You're gonna do proper like swan dive.
Well, no, not like swan dive, like
Oh, that's one day, damn it.
conventional. I don't know. I mean, it's not even like a very.
The boy says to you before you jump in, he says, "Is this your pool?"
I'll sort of push him out of the way as I run towards the pool. Like, get the fuck out of the way, kid.
Through him.
That's fine. That's
straight
fine.
through
I just barrel on through and just dive in, and it's the most practical of dives. There's nothing fancy about it. I'm just diving in to save a person.
Okay, you lay there floating,
I have
and
done
the child
that.
says, "Is it your pool or not?"
And I will be like, God damn it, you creepy ghost child! I'm going after. Did he?
Your friend chose this pool. He came through. He wasn't nearly as rude as you. In fact, he was quite sophisticated.
Can you tell me more about this friend? How do you know he's a friend of mine?
He was really tall and he was really handsome.
That sounds
And
like
he was,
me.
and he had like an accent that wasn't from round here.
That also sounds like me.
I don't know. He was sneaky too.
Well, so far you're
He
just
didn't try and push
describing.
me, though.
Well, you were in the way, child.
I wasn't in the way. I'm always here. He was really nice. He had the same tattoo as you as well.
Ah. And I'll sort of lift my shirt, look at my magpie tattoo and go, Tell me,
Yeah, that
did he introduce himself by a certain name?
Don't remember.
I can roll a persuasion if this kid currently thinks I'm a dick. I thoroughly ingratiate myself to you. I didn't mean to push you out of the way. In fact, I fear I should have been much nicer to you. I was unsure of your intentions to begin with. Tell me, why do we need to choose a pool, and which pool did my friend choose?
Your friend chose this one.
The one I currently float in.
Yes. Are you just laying here chatting to him like?
Yes, I'm trying to swim downwards and realizing that it's not working.
You're not going anywhere. Like you're just swimming, and there's like all these like shadows that are sort of shifting around and swimming around.
So even when I'm squinting, I'm like giving "fuck you" eyes to the shadows, like "fuck you."
They don't have eyes, but yeah, you can if you want.
as you're like floating along, just like a shadow pulls out and like hands you a cocktail. You're just like, tell me more about your friend.
Tell me, no, but before I shall perhaps choose this pool, but can you first tell me anything else about the magpie? Perhaps his name?
I can't really remember it. I just know he was like. Are you gonna try? Like, are you gonna try and persuade?
Please, I feel like this might have been an old friend of mine. Balls.
Balls was his name. Well, I know just the man.
He was nice. He spoke about you as well.
Ah, so he knew me. Yes. Tell me, and I'll draw his dagger. Does this...
Oh, you actually are drawing.
his dagger?
Yeah. That's it. He had that. It's real shiny.
Hang on, how did he have this? I took it from his corpse.
Mm.
He is dead. He's been long dead. For about 250 years dead.
Now he's not.
Like you're not?
I don't know. Am I dead?
Well, I did just pass straight through you. That's often a clue
No.
that you're dead. Or perhaps he's like Cerise is dead over there.
Thank you for bringing me into this conversation.
You are
I
more
don't
than
know.
welcome, my dear.
I just remember meeting him and he was a real nice guy.
I choose this pool.
Okay. And as you do, these hands come up again and just drag you under.
Oh, for goodness sake. Right. So, sorry, just to confirm, because
Mm-hmm.
trying to get up to speed. So there's two pools. There's a reflection pool, which Rathlin is staring into. There's a pool
In
of
the
which
centre.
Ina and Ayla have gone through, and there is one other pool. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can Charisse go to the pool that has not actually been looked at yet, please?
It has been looked at. It's like you're staring up from a puddle, through a puddle, looking at
Into a city?
busy street. Yeah.
Okay. Can I turn back to the child and sort of say, "What's your name?"
Don't have one.
That's odd, don't you think? Everyone should have a name.
Not everyone has a name.
Why are you here? And I sort of
Is it
can I
because you're supposed to pick a pool, and if it wants you in, it will let you in.
what if it doesn't want me in?
Don't know. Don't normally come back up.
So, excuse me, and I sort of try and step forward a little bit to the child and sort of, so my friends could be down there forever.
I don't know. I only show the gateways.
Gateways, right? Yeah. Can I sort of, because are the pools like really dark?
No, they're quite nice. You can't see the bottom, but they don't.
Okay, because you said the
deep.
shadowed hands, so I wasn't sure.
No, there's like black shadows around the edges where it's like
Oh,
people
okay.
are lying there.
So does it just look like a pool of water?
Yeah, you just can't see the
Right.
bottom.
Can I hover like 3 out of 4 of my dancing lights over each pool and just peer into each one? See
Yep,
if there's
looks
anything.
exactly the same.
Right. And what's the one Rathlian's looking at?
That's the one with the reflection where he heard the voice when he stepped into it.
Can I also step into that pool and sort of gaze into it?
Okay.
Don't do it.
As you do this, your reflection, again, you recognize this. This has happened before. From when you first encountered the smiling man. I don't know if you
Right.
remember.
I remember.
You saw your reflection
Mhm.
change. As you lean closer, 2 hands come out and they pull your face under.
Mhm.
And you hear a voice just saying, "Welcome back."
Can I try and struggle and stand back up?
you
Can I
try
can
and,
I
Yeah.
drag
roll
her up?
strength.
Can I drag her up?
Roll strength.
You can,
say?
yeah.
A skeleton strength.
Can
So-
I help her as well?
Is that
Let
all of
go!
us?
No
Yeah.
need.
No need.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah, you sort of like burst back up. And
Drink
I
him
told you
that
not to go in there.
what was
Drink-
very odd for you was that it felt like the first time in a long time that you had lungs that were filling up with water.
I believe this might be mine. No, I think this is mine, Rathlian. There's a lot of answers that I need, and whatever Ina and Ayla have got themselves into, I'm sure they'll be all right. I mean, Ina will probably save Ayla eventually, so. And I sort of turn to face the child one more time and sort of say, "How long have you been doing this?
No, ever since I was made.
And when was that?"
I don't know. I sit on that log and I wait for people to come by.
And one final question. You said about some of us being dark.
Yes.
Am I one of those?
Yes. It sits on your back.
It?
It. The thing you've done that follows you.
Could you describe to me what that is?
It's just a shadow. It's because you did something bad.
Right.
Am I
Like
alright
really
to assume I got the same shadow?
No, you're not too bad.
Right.
But I do got a shadow.
Yeah, a couple, but they're not really a problem.
Right. Well, I sort of turn to face the child and point down at this pool and sort of say, "This is mine."
Okay. And as you do, the hands come up and grab and pull you down. Okay, Rathin, you are stood alone, and this child is just looking at you like, so what you doing?
Well, I am trying to figure out how this pool works.
You just step in a pool and choose it. I don't know why you're finding this so difficult.
Well, the first pool I didn't find it attractive, so to speak.
You weren't bad enough.
Then I would like to choose the middle one. The
middle one?
The shadow one, right? The other one jumped into.
Yeah, that's it. And you the kid sort of ushers like, well, go on then, go and stand in it.
And I do that.
Okay. And as you do, hands come up, and you feel a rush of water over you, and you just
I hold my breath.
Okay. As you so Warathlian, Alar, and Ina, you all sit up as if you're gasping for air, as if you've been underwater for so long, and you find yourself on a stone floor in a huge, huge temple. There is a temple with towering pillars that go all the way up to the sky. However, there's no roof to this place. And there are birds overhead. Ivy climbs these pillars as if no one's been here for years and years. And it's
all we see the pillars on the floor, so to speak.
There is a stone stairway ahead of you at the end of this gigantic hall, and there is an altar at the top of it.
Can one do a insight or?
Would you like to look around?
Yes, please.
Can I see Ayla and?
Yeah, you've all sort of sat bolt upright together.
Okay.
So it would seem this is some sort of puzzle, perhaps a way into the temple.
Oh, did you also pick this one?
Well, no, I'm more panicked when I saw you disappear and thought I should come and try and investigate the pool.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
What kind of role do you want?
Tina gives you her best smile.
Yeah, if you're gonna roll and have a look around and
yeah.
Well, what roll?
Okay.
Oh no.
Investigation. Perception.
Investigation, probably.
Oh, great! Because I rolled a 3 on perception.
I'm.
Well, that's a nat 1.
Nat 1. Ed is lost.
That's a 5. What is this?
Unfortunately, I'm not perceiving just yet because I'm looking at Ina and going, oh no. When you smile, I can see it. No, my smile looks so wrong on you. Stop it. Like, oh, you make it look awful. God damn. And then he'll turn and look around the rest of the place.
Okay, I just want to roll 5 times on investigation and see if I get anything higher than 10. No!
That one.
Wait.
Like, what is this?
Okay, Adam, it's
Roll 20 is broken.
not perception.
Sorry?
It's investigation, not perception.
Oh, I'm not investigating. I'm just glancing about.
Oh, okay.
You don't play by the rules.
Right, okay, so looking around this, it's like there's images carved on the wall. It's almost like it's telling a story or a tapestry, carved and chiseled into this old white stone, which is covered in ivy, and beautiful flowers that are coming out of these vines that are all over the temple. There, across the temple floor, there are bright pink and orange flowers that seem to almost glow, as if that's the light that is keeping this temple lit.
Can I try to figure out the story on the wall?
You can, if you investigate it.
History?
Yeah, probably history more than anything.
I'm going to be being cautious, and whilst people do things, I'm going to just hang back and keep an eye out.
17 for history.
Okay, you're both looking, and you see a woman carved into the stone, a woman clad in armor, And it's like, yeah, a woman clad in armor, and then in front of her you see a dragonborn, and then you see an elf, and then you see a skeleton carved into the wall. There are some other symbols you don't seem to be able to understand or recognize, but then, sorry, it's really thrown me. The music has stopped working for some reason.
It's working for me.
Yeah,
Oh, is
can,
it?
yeah, I can hear it.
Fool man.
Disappointed.
You have one job, Adam. You've had several jobs, but this is the most important.
Sorry about that.
Okay, and then you see what looks like a series of landscapes. You see oceans, forests, waterfalls, rivers, and at the very end you see a mountain with what looks like a building perched on top of it. It's all very simple. There's no real detail in this. And stood around the bottom of the mountain is a wolf, a dragon, and a small child.
I wanna look closer on the child.
It just likes if you could roll for me, if that's like a perception. Probably.
Insight.
Alice, please.
Come on, I believe
You're
in
gonna
you.
suffer today, Ambly.
Was it perception?
This is what you get.
Perception. 18.
Okay, you don't need to know that much, but okay. So what you can see from close up at this is it looks like a little girl.
Okay, hair color.
It's all just carved into rock.
Okay,
Sorry, no, can you guys still hear the music? Because I can't at all.
I can hear it.
You can
Yeah,
hear
I
it.
got some.
Okay.
It's super emotional, Alice.
Good.
Don't worry about it.
The tears are my eyes.
Cool.
Right, we're going to quickly flip over at the moment to Therese, who has set up in a fairly identical temple, but everything is black and grey, and the plants that are growing up the sides and things like that have withered and dropped dead.
Can I throw up more dancing lights to accompany me?
Yeah, you can light your way.
Okay.
As it lights the room, you see carved into the floor a symbol you recognize. It's a series of circles. You've seen this before. And in the center is a woman who has collapsed. She's face down.
Oh god. Can I run over to her
You can.
and turn her over?
You turn her over, and it's you. You see the red hair, the pale face, and the freckles lying there.
Can I just sort of like cup her face and try and shake her awake?
She is cold. She is ice cold.
What the hell is going on? Can I cast, can I do, I guess, investigation? See if there's anything around that can tell me what happened?
Okay. If you roll it first, actually.
Damn it! I thought I was gonna get a free pass.
Okay. You look down at this girl, and she is clearly dead.
Okay.
And as you step up again, you have human hands, and they are covered in blood.
Just my hands are human.
All of it, what you're looking at is human. Your arms and your hands are covered.
Can I touch my face?
You can feel your face.
Right, I immediately pull on my hair to try and see.
As you pull on your hair, you see long black hair.
Right. Is there anything else in the room?
No. There's nothing at all.
Can I grab that necklace that I had on me one more time and take it out.
Okay.
And just try and shake it or say, Charisse is, if that's not me and if that's you, oh god. Yeah, can I just bend down again to the girl?
So you hear a voice that says, "That's not yours."
Apparently it isn't. Is it hers?
It's not hers.
Who am I? Who is she?
You know who you are. We've said this before. You
We
did this to yourself.
we have been through this many times.
And you're
I
still
have
not getting it.
no, because you will not give me a straight answer.
You don't
I
need
think-
a straight answer.
I think I
You
do.
should be clever enough. That's why he chose you. You should be clever enough to figure this out.
Who's he?
He. The he. Him.
You must realize by now that me answering all of these questions may assume that I have not a single idea of which you are talking about. And I point down at the girl that's on the floor, and I thought that was me. I am her. I am
You might
Charisse,
be.
but I am not Charisse. Who am I?
Who says you're not Charisse?
But
I like
she
watching
is
this
Charisse.
unfold. You are an interesting person.
Oh,
I understand why he liked you.
I aim to please. Who is he?
He. You know who he is.
I really
Just
don't.
need to find him again.
And how do I do that?
And the voice says nothing.
So, and I just sort of, I go.
Came to me first. I suggest, after meddling in my affairs, you don't keep probing. I warned you once.
Unfortunately, I'm not a very good listener. So you'll forgive me if I
That's
keep trying.
You feel free. It's proving a great distraction.
A distraction for what?
He just says, next time you're in town, why don't you pop into my surgery again and we'll talk this over?
Oh,
You,
It's
at
you.
this point, have a bit of a blackout, actually. It's like you can feel the water rushing over you again. And as you do, you hear what I'm assuming you think the doctor's voice. It changes suddenly. It's like, it's not only him here. And you guys, okay, back in the main temple, you see Charisse, like, just appear in front of you, but like dripping wet, like soaking wet, as if a wave has just hit.
Am I a skeleton
Roll.
still?
Yep.
Are you alright?
And I just sort of try and wring out my cape and my gloves and things, and sort of shakily pat myself down and sort of. Let's talk.
I've been keeping watch. Where exactly did she come from? Did she just appear? Did she fall from the sky, or?
It's like the way she effectively appeared was as if she had landed from the sky, but it was landing. It was appearing. Sorry.
I just sort of try and wring out my cape and everything, and sort of. Well, here you all are. I see.
Find anything interesting?
Not really. These voices are incredibly infuriating. How are yours?
Wait, did you...
I've ignored the voices for years. I mean, no voices. What?
Wait, did you pick another puddle?
Yes, I did. I thought it would give me a few more answers than that I wanted, but they are incredibly incompetent in giving me what I need. but I know that I need to pay another wonderful visit to Mengeli.
You just need to be more determined than they are. You'll get there.
Oh, darling, I assure you, I'm not letting this drop. I've been warned to, but as I said to them, I am not the world's greatest listener. Can't do much listening without ears, can I?
You're doing fine.
And I sort of give them all a quick look and say, "Is everyone all right?"
Oh
How-
yeah, I'm fine.
Very well.
We got here without problems, so.
Very good. What is this place? And sort of I'm taking in what's around me.
Well, I would assume this is the temple.
A skeleton? They didn't even get my face right. See. And I sort of, I go over to with the mountain and the dragon wolf and child. And sort of run my hand. Can I run, or is it like really high up, or can I run my hand?
Oh, it's just huge. It's like a huge carpet.
Okay. Yeah, I just sort of press a hand against it and sort of say, "So, Ayla, why did we need to come here?"
I'll come over and look at the tapestry as well, and I'll say, well, I mean, these figures look familiar. This sort of looks like Heli, the child, and I imagine Fen could be this wolf. I'm not sure who the dragon is,
No,
but
I don't.
Do I recognize the dragon?
The one.
Do not.
Okay.
Oh,
One that's
Then I don't see anything.
do you recognize the horse?
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't throw a horse at you.
that guard outside said that my mentor came before me. Alice, I can't remember my mentor's name for the life of me.
You've done it now.
It's like Ben.
Adam, you had several jobs.
I did.
You never remember
You've
names.
made them all.
No, I have no notes. Hildy, I take notes, and then Hildy comes
Did the cat eat your
and
notes?
rips
No,
them to
she
shreds.
has.
She actually does.
Sorry, miss, the cat ate my own work.
She actually eats them, though.
It's
Does
Farrah.
she?
Farah.
It's okay.
My mentor, Farah, is supposed to be down here somewhere, I think. It was a cryptic little bastard, that child guard.
He
If it
certainly
was a
was.
child.
Very well. Well, what are we here for? Lovely, a carving. We're on it. Slightly nerving, but I've seen worse, so what are we meant to do here?
Well, apparently I'm supposed to be a god here. Become a god.
So,
rather. A
what?
God.
So what,
Well,
we're supposed to
keep
leave you here?
Uh,
I couldn't hear
There's
you all.
hardly...
Sorry,
remember
what was
now.
the last thing someone said? Sorry, what was?
So we all spoke over each other. I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
You go
Okay.
first.
Well, as you're all standing and looking around, you hear a hello.
Hello?
from where?
You all turn around, and there is an elf stood behind you. She is beautiful. She has a long dress on that seems to be made of the vines that is seeping sort of all over this place. And she smiles at you sweetly.
I don't like this. She could be a creepy witch.
And who would you be?
You're
Oh,
ever so
you must
polite.
be Ayla.
He's very polite, yes.
Yes, perhaps I am. And you
Lovely
must
to meet you. And
be.
she walks over and holds out a hand. She's like, hello.
And now, if I take your hand, do I disappear into the night, or?
I lean over to Ayla. Let's try and be a little polite to the temple spirit now.
Oh, aren't you a ladies' man? Come on now.
Yes, yes. How much? Yes.
I give him a hearty smack on the back as it means.
Very
I will-
suspicious, isn't he?
Oh, we've noticed.
He might be the most suspicious man I've ever met.
Yes.
I will delicately take her hand and plant a kiss on the back of her fingers.
Oh,
And
now
she
he
sort
turns
of-
on the
sort
charm.
of like, oh. He said
Closely.
you were a charmer.
Evermore, my dear. Now, can you
Ugh.
help us?
Help you?
We don't know what the bloody hell we're doing here.
Oh! so silly of me. I'm sorry. I'm not great at this. Yes, you were here. And I'm assuming you saw the carving.
Kinda hard to miss.
And obviously the one on the floor.
No.
The really big one. And she steps back, and there is a massive carving that almost covers the entire floor.
Is
it
there a
somewhere
dead girl
we
there?
can see the entire thing? Because I'm
You
guessing
can see
standing on it.
the entire thing. She sort of points it, and it is a huge dragon that is curled around itself, and it is connected itself by biting, like holding onto the tip of its tail, creating a perfect circle with, in the backdrop, a huge sun.
Interesting. What is
Sun.
what
Well,
does this mean?
I believe the elves told us that the Order of the Sun stole their mark, yes? So,
Yes.
and this is obviously an ancient temple, so this is worshipping.
Oh, they meant a
Oh,
mark.
good.
I thought they meant a mark as in a target.
No, Ayla, this is worshipping the sun, which is represented by a dragon.
Unfortunately, people will figure it out.
And I sort of turn my skull over to the girl, and the sun is represented by a dragon.
Now, we could sit here all day trying to figure this out, but it sounds quite a lot like you already know. Sorry, I didn't quite catch your name.
I'm sorry, I don't get to meet people that much.
And your name was?
And she holds out her hand. I'm the goddess of the sun.
Oh, are you now?
Hello.
That'll do it.
I don't see people often.
Can do it
honor.
Yeah, you can do an insight check if you want.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I
I want
also
to do as
will.
well because I roll so terribly.
That's a dirty 20.
A 20. This seems to be the woman you have dedicated your life to worshipping in the faith.
Then I will take a knee.
And she's like, oh,
Ina does the
did
same.
they do that?
Joyce just stands there and just sort of.
And she's like,
Cocks
it's
her
okay,
head.
get up, it's fine.
So tell me.
Let me
It's only
have to put
humans
this my
that
life to you.
enforce that. I never really liked that.
So tell me, my dear. Surely you haven't lived here alone this whole time.
Well, who else is going to look after the temple?
Surely you must have some form of company.
Not really, just the images on the wall. I miss them so much.
They've disappeared.
My children, yes.
And I sort of point at the carvings. Those.
Which ones are you pointing at?
The ones that show the dragonborn, the half elf, the skeleton. Okay.
Who would be
Your
a
children.
Sorry, you both spoke at the same time.
It's the same thing, really, though. Your children then. Who's your children now?
Oh, my 3 children. There's Fenrir, there's my beautiful little Helly, and then there's, and she indicates to the dragon on the floor, and she's like, there's Jormungand. But he doesn't really, he's not a social child. And she's just like looking at him every now and then.
He looks rather scaly. Sort of abrasive. Prone to blowing up in your face.
Oh, he's got the... He hasn't got the best temper on him, but he's lovely, really. Just got to give him a chance.
Yeah. Heated temper, is it?
Yes.
Fiery,
I'd
almost.
say so.
I'm not too
I
found
smack him
in-
upside the
Right.
head. So, what are we doing here?
Well,
We were told to come here, and
I now have another question.
Ask away.
Did Farah come before me?
Oh, that very handsome young man. Oh, he was lovely.
Yes.
He knelt down too.
He what? I didn't hear that.
knelt down.
Knelt down too.
Melt down.
Another question. Did you say Fen was your child?
Fenrir.
Still Fen.
Yes.
Okay.
Fen, the other magpie, and
Or Fen for
Heli.
short.
Sorry, Cat. And Heli, the child, his sister. Ina, dear.
I just gave my address to a demigod.
What?
Oh, like, and she sees Taran sort of waltz up.
Oh, did
to
he
her.
follow me? I thought
And-
he stayed.
No, he jumped on with you, and she goes, "Hello," and she bends down and holds out her hands, and she's like, "It's a long time no see." And as he puts his little paws on the thing, as she stands up, it's like she stretches him out, and he suddenly becomes
Long
human
cat. Oh.
again. And he suddenly becomes human again, and you see him like he is like it looked like that transformation took a bit of a toll on him.
Ina
as Ina-
runs and
He-
hugs him.
I say he turns and sees you and hugs you back like it's been years,
Yeah.
and he is hugging you so tightly. You see that he's got like scars and almost like burn marks across his face and body, which you can only assume is from the disease he had when we first sought out the elves for. And he squeezes you so tightly, and he just like grabs you and he's like, "I can't believe it, you did it, you found me." And then he looks over to Alar and slaps him on the back, and he's like, "So I hear I have a brother now."
Yeah. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, and he's just
I'm-
like, he really like grabs you in, like, but
And I'll sort of like push away, and I'll just sort of like take a step back from everyone. I'll just be like, I'm really sorry, everyone, but I've realized that I am asleep or dreaming or dead.
I punch him.
Get used to the feeling, darling.
This is all very nice, but clearly some kind of hallucination.
I pinch him really hard.
Can I step past this wonderful family reunion and can I head over to the goddess and sort of say, "This is all very lovely, but I have a few questions of my own, if you don't mind."
Ask away.
The other pool.
Oh, I
I'm-
don't deal with the other pool.
Who does?
I don't know. I've never been in it.
Wait, so you mean
Right.
that this was the only right pool? How does it come it was all shadowy and all that?
Well, it puts people off. It's quite a good thing, really. It's a bit of a deterrent from, like, adventurers and travellers. I mean, obviously, if the temple doesn't, or I don't want him here, then they get kicked out. But at the same time, one slips through every now and then.
Like who?
Just travellers.
Hebian.
So how long has Taran been a cat, and how can he stay like this?
I'm afraid he is only human on this plane. But there is a way to get it back. If you go to the altar plane, I have spoken to him about this before. I'm
Okay,
not
where's
too
that?
sure. The altar plane is the plane that lies between our world and the shadow world. You must find a way to get there.
Okay. What do I do when I get there? How do I fix him?
He needs to find his other half.
He's been split.
So down the side, he'll find his human half in the altar plane.
He was
That's what
split.
happens when people die. They go to the altar plane.
He died? Did you die?
Taran's just
With a
like-
turret. Don't
He
you?
was like, she said, "We found a way to keep him going, because he's a druid, you see. He didn't realise that, which
You're a
was a rather
druid?
confusing one for us. But
Wait.
I did some sort of thing, and he was a cat. I just liked having him around, and then I sent him to a very devoted follower, Anston, such a lovely boy, and just sent him down there. And then I
Wait.
sent him a little letter. Well, I told Anston to.
Wait, did you send me the letter?
Yes.
But
How else were you going to
but-
find him? Cats can't write.
There was another fellow, a smiling man, that said he sent me the letter.
Yes. I don't talk about him.
Can you
I
tell
don't
me
like
all
him in
about-
my...
Yeah, can you just ignore that and tell me all you know about him? Please.
He is the darkness that plagues the earth, I think some
Wonderful.
humans talk about, or... Oh, no, he's just very annoying.
I agree. How
All
do I
necromancers
punch
just messing with our stuff and, like, just leave it alone.
Wait, I'm dreadfully sorry. When people die, they are split. Is that what you're telling me?
No, not always. Some people just die.
What about me?
What about you?
Well, I'm clearly not exactly alive.
But you are.
I would appreciate the less cryptic answers. Oh, and I do a tiny, small, respectable bow, but please let me know. Have I been split?
You haven't been split, dear. You're fine. There's no other alter plane you. You're absolutely fine. And she's just like, oh, look at you.
But then who's... For goodness sake. In the... And you know nothing about the other pools.
I don't like to go over there. I have
But
my
you
spots.
can.
I don't wander the worlds anymore.
Do you know who runs the other pools at all?
No.
Now, if I may interject quickly, you may not roam the worlds anymore, but do you still eat, drink? Perhaps we could have a meal together, talk this over, perhaps have a bit of a rest.
A meal.
No need for food and drink, but of course, like, this way. And she takes you up the huge staircase to where there is an altar. And as she lays her hands upon it, you see wine and bread and cheese and meat, just sort of as if they raise up out. And she's like, help yourself. I'm not hungry. So.
Thank you so much, my dear. Now tell me, Goddess of the Sun is a bit of a mouthful. Surely you must have a shorthand name?
Not really.
Perhaps an affectionate nickname we could call you by?
Well, what would you like to call me?
Son?
Sunga.
No,
Call me Sun. Or Sunny. You can call me Sunny.
Sunny. Love that.
It's been a long time since I walked the earth, so my name's not used a lot. It's normally the oh mighty so and so and oh and all that drabble.
What does your children call you?
Mum.
Okay, not by name, I see. Fair enough.
You can call me Mum if you want.
No, it's good. Good. I had a
hear it's
lovely
more of a
one.
human term, but I adopted it because, you know, they have to go into the world, whereas I don't.
I think I might prefer sunlight if you're amenable.
So,
Lovely, yes, cool.
Sunlight, tell me more about Fen.
Fen,
Ugh.
he's a delight. Absolute delight. That very shocking when I found out he could turn into a wolf. I did not see that coming. Scared the others.
Is he
Especially his
aware
older brother. Is he aware of what?
of what he is? Of who?
I'd say so.
Interesting.
So,
And I just never mind.
how
She
old
decides
is
to pull
he?
up and eat an apple.
Oh, Ina is as well, but she also asks questions. So how old is he?
How old?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm really terrible at birthdays. He must be 300 and... Oh, when was the last Mage War? Around then.
318 by chance?
That might be it. Yes, that's when he took that body anyway. And she sort of passes grapes, like just shoves them over on a plate towards Cerise. It's
What?
okay, you can eat here.
I really cannot.
Oh, you really can.
I'm
Can I
going to
check
select...
myself.
Sorry.
No, you're still a skeleton, but if you put a grape into your mouth and bite down, you taste it.
Does it just fall through my ribcage and onto the floor, though?
No, it's like it just disappears as you eat it.
Because it's like the first thing I've eaten in like 300 years, so can I just...
You can scoff it out. She pushes the chicken your way, just sensing that maybe you
Very-
haven't tasted anything for a very long time.
I was going to say very slowly, and sort of almost trying not to seem like a pig that's scoffing everything. Sharita's just very quickly taking one of everything. and giving it an experimental chew.
And it's like she reaches into absolute nothing and pulls out this thing of cakes, and she's like, "You might like those as well. They were
Oh
Helly's
my-
favourite."
Oh my goodness! And I'm just silent now as I'm just experimentally taking a singular bite of everything right now.
Oh.
It tastes
Now, hang on a
amazing.
second. What was it, Cerise? Dinner? Ugh. Isn't that what you said a moment ago? Surely you don't want to be, sitting here eating everything.
Ayla, if you say one more word about this, I'm going to drown you in the pool we came out of.
Oh,
I
look at you two already getting along.
think I'd much rather drown myself in this wine. It is rather good.
Then make us all suffer less and start now. And I just keep on chewing, just very
Fiery,
quietly.
I
So,
have a feeling we're quite safe here. Am I right, Sunlight?
Of course you are. I can't guarantee anything once you leave, of course. I'm not allowed around anywhere else.
Oh, but come now. What are rules to a goddess?
Oh, I am locked here. I
I-
only managed to get my children out in time.
Do you know anything about the architect?
The architect? The one
He-
who built the gates?
The one who would be my father. And Ina's father.
Oh, yes, because you two are... Yes, okay. Lovely man. Last time I saw him... He did come to visit on 2 years... Or was it 3 years ago? I can never remember. But he's a lovely man. Really, really lovely. God knows where he is now. I mean... He's always wandering.
so he's alive.
Yes. Oh, didn't you know? Oh. Well, sorry to... Or am I sorry? I don't know. I'm a goddess. I don't have
No,
to be sorry.
that's good news, Sunlight. That's good news. It's good that
done.
he's alive. I'd like to ask him some questions, but generally you're sorry when someone has died. That's the tradition on
Well,
the
he's
mortal
not
plane.
dead. He's not dead.
So you say you're trapped here, though? Surely, I mean, surely there must be some way around that, some loophole, perhaps God's loophole.
A god's loophole. I'm not the only god around, darling.
So who did lock you in here then?
Him.
Who?
Who?
The
Sorry?
smiling man.
Yeah, that one. That one. Not a pleasant fellow.
Why
Very
don't you...
grumpy, in fact.
This may seem like a very silly question, and I sort of push the food away after a second and sort of... How would one go about finding him?
You want to find him?
I do, yes.
Well, then I suppose you go to the Dark Temple.
And that is...
And she just points at the wall where the mountain is. With the small building on top.
Now,
The Dark Temple, the reverse of this. Well, like, this is the Sun Temple, this is the Light Temple, this is the wonderful place. And obviously, my opposite.
does Dr. Mangeli mean anything to you, Sunlight?
No, I don't think he does.
He
Who
seems
is
to know
this man?
someone that knows far more than he should. And he spoke to me when I was in the other room, which should not be possible for a normal human. I don't think.
No. In the other room, what are we talking about?
The other
Have more
pool.
grapes, this might help you.
And although I start to protest, just the idea of being able to eat just makes me go,
She is just like, you know, like when a mother hasn't
Yeah.
fed her child, or she's just looking at you like, eat it.
she's just sort of
eat
quietly
it.
just sort of eat the grape and just sort of goes,
And
right.
she's just like, okay. And like, she's like, seems
Yeah.
happy after you.
He said something to me in the other pool. He was there. There was a girl lying on the floor in the middle of the room, and I point back towards the circle. She was dead. She had long ginger hair, and a voice said that I was chosen by him.
I have no idea, my dear, I'm afraid. You don't look like anyone I know.
I suppose not. Not many people have.
I'm sorry, I can't. You
So-
seem lovely, though.
Sunlight, my dearling, my darling.
We did, if you want.
Oh,
Pokemon?
you're so very kindly and warm. It's a pleasure, truly.
Thank you.
Now, perhaps if we were to go and find this dark temple, there would be things you could tell us on how to navigate its dark ways. Perhaps some sort of boon you could bestow upon us, some sort of
A
items.
map would be useful.
A map is a very good start.
I won't have a map. However, I know someone who does. You've met him before. That darling little monk thing. I love him.
Anston?
Oh, that's it. Oh, he's lovely. He has no idea I exist. I just pop things in to make his life a little bit more interesting. But he's
great.
if you can take him to the Great Library, I'm sure he'll find something.
But
Okay.
I'm specifically looking for boons. I am
yes,
suggesting.
no, trust me. And she sort of stands up from the altar and she walks over to one of the pillars. And you don't see where she gets it from. It's almost as if it appears, I don't know, and she comes back with an orb about this big.
Oh,
And it's like it's more like it looks like glass, like how fragile it is, but it's definitely like a black obsidian type stone. And you can see a sheen over it. She's like, "You can have this. I don't know what it does. I haven't done anything with it for a long time, but
well, I was sort of. I mean,
Doraemon seemed to like it. He said it gave him a lot of power. And what's his name? What is his name? You said it earlier, my dear.
Anston?
No,
Farah?
no.
Farah?
The annoying one, the one that I don't really want to talk about.
Mangeli?
Smiling man.
Yes, he's after this, so it's got to be useful.
Oh, maybe we should leave that here then.
You sure?
Well,
Oh,
I'm.
I'll take it.
You want to take it? Oh,
What
okay.
did you do?
And
I
she
was-
just like gets some material and just starts like.
Wait,
wrapping it up.
wait, excuse me. What does this do?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
I
have
was.
some-
But it's been very well behaved whilst I've been here.
I mean, I was
It
kind
has
of.
sentience.
It chats sometimes. but
Perhaps
not
a dagger,
really. It doesn't chat. It sings. Chat is the wrong word.
or maybe a
Very
rapier.
Can I hold out my necklace and sort of offer it to her? Like, is it anything like this?
Oh, and she picks it up and she's like, "Oh, I don't like this.
I'd settle for a stick.
You can have a stick," and she just rips a stick of like the vine off the wall and hands you a stick.
I sort of meant like a divine stick of radiant punishment or something.
I'm sorry,
stick
I
of
do have a blessing for one of you. She looks over at Warathi and she says, "Will you come here a second? Come here, come down." And she gets you to come down the steps and gets you to stand on the huge carving in the center of the temple. And she's like, "Okay, everyone, now listen, hang on to your things. Ina, it was lovely to meet you. You hold on to that orb, because I'm pretty sure that is a very good thing coming your way. You, lovely girl, if you want to take grapes, I'd start eating as soon as you can, because they don't go into the other plane.
Shuri
So I'd
is
eat
rapidly
I
shoveling
still
grapes.
have more
into her door.
questions though.
Okay, quickly.
Okay, first off, why can't you say his name?
Because I don't like him.
Oh, okay, it's no.
That's fair.
If you say his name, he gets a glimpse at where you are. This is why we don't call him by his real name.
And this is why I asked
would have been-
questions.
That would have been nice to know earlier.
Yes,
Where did you know
also,
that?
surely you must know where your daughter are.
Oh no, I can sense she's alive, that makes me very happy. And she seems to be safe, but she was always a troublemaker. So I'm pretty sure she'll be a handful for whoever finds her.
Okay, but you can't like, give us a general area where to look for her. Or- yes.
I guess she may have headed for the temple. Helly's such an adorable name, but she's not necessarily adorable.
How come?
She was always a delight with me.
Oh, she's a delight to people she likes.
Wait, she doesn't like you?
If she doesn't like you, do not be near her. Helly is a sweet name. A shortened name. So, if we could carry on, I would... can I bestow this now? Like, she's gesturing towards Warathlian, who is much taller than her, by the way. She's just like, this lovely man, can I do this now? Yes,
Yeah,
dear.
So this will make me a keeper then?
Oh, you already are a keeper, my dear. You just need to, like, waken it up or whatever it is all those old monks and whatever say.
Charisse braces herself and just sort of tugs her hood down again, just to.
It's like, now, Ayla, did you want anything? Do you want some more fruit? Do you want some ham? Like, quickly before any of those?
Wine of invincibility.
Ayla, drop it.
A horse that never gets tired.
I will
Ayla.
have it.
A cloak that hides me from the shadows.
You will see me along the way. I will visit you when I can. I can just not physically be on your plane.
Of course.
But it will be lovely to see you in the future.
I
please-
too would be honoured.
And she just sort of smiles really, really sweetly. And she's like, if you do see my daughter, please remain on the her good side.
Yes.
Is that okay?
I knew her for a number of years, you know.
Oh, you did! And she leaves Warathlian and hurries back to, like, the table. Like, when?
Well, just after the first Mage Wars.
Yes, that was the time she was wandering about.
She was in a dockyard, about to be sent across the sea as a magic child to be
Oh, well, if they ever got her there, they were in for a shock.
in for a shock, you say?
Yes, you don't anger her.
No, I imagine you don't. But,
Lovely girl, but temper.
yes, I have a sister, I understand.
Cheeky. She's right there.
Yeah, that's why I said it, my dear. Now, yes, she seemed like a normal child, except for the fact she's been alive for 250 years or more. It seemed quite normal.
Would you say all my children are normal?
Well, Fen can turn into a wolf, but you know, I am quite...
Charisse glances down at the dragon and just kind of snorts a little.
As a person, I am quite inclusive. I do not hold race against any man. If they want to turn into a werewolf, if they want to be, you know, turning into other things, that's absolutely fine. But skeletons and dragons, they're a bit weird.
Thank you for that, Ayla.
Well, she is neither of those. And I wouldn't push her to tell you what she is either. It's not worth it.
She never revealed this. I knew her for about 50 years. Once a week, I visited her.
Oh, I know what it is, but if I speak about it, I'll be in trouble.
Of course.
Are you afraid of your own daughter?
Terrified. Absolutely terrified.
Interesting.
We sort of gave her the name Helly. We shortened her name so that we could make her look a little bit more adorable. But that didn't seem to work.
And
Still...
this shortening, what was the name short for?
Oh, her name is short for Hella. That's the name that she was given at birth from the body she adopted. But other than that...
So hang on, you shortened her name from Hella to Helly.
Well, Helly sounded sweeter.
Of
Don't you
course,
think?
of course.
Far more adorable.
Yes, much more adorable. Excuse me for a second, and Aylar's just going to go back to the table and upend a pitcher of wine down his throat.
Careful! You won't be drunk here, but as soon as you hit the next world, you will be.
Oh.
Didn't you said that to me earlier?
Okay. Now, can I get back to it?
Can you
Yeah.
please explain?
We are never
What
going to
will
leave
I-
this place.
Shall we call him Jotesby?
Your duties are to make sure the gates don't open. That's your duty. Or if it opens for the right person. And she's like, right, okay, now come on, now, everyone hold on to things you want to take with you. If it's anything from this world, it won't necessarily come with you, apart from the orb. That can go with you. You can have your stick, but I'm afraid the grapes won't go, so I'd eat them now.
Sharice reluctantly sets down the grapes. And just stands there.
I hold on to Taryn.
As she does this, she holds her hands over Warathlian, and she starts like whispering to herself, and she closes her eyes, and her hands begin to glow a sort of golden yellow, and Warathlian feels very, very warm as she passes her hands around his silhouette. And the rest of you will see that Warathlian is now hovering slightly off the floor.
I sort of lean into Ayla, like, can they do that?
And she then looks up to Warathlian and looks dead in the eye and just says, I bestow upon you the gift of divine sense. And as that happens, you will fall to the ground and you're back in the clearing.
Can I stand up and go back over to where the pools are?
You can. And the kid is there.
And Taryn?
Taryn is a cat.
I give the kid a long stare and sort of point at the pool that I went into. And sort of say, so, can you tell me who owns this pool?
What, are you asking the child, or?
Yes.
Okay, he's like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Why would I know?
Well, I mean, you're standing guard here.
I stand by the pools. I'm the keeper of the pools. I don't know who owns them. I just know people come up to them.
Right, well, thank you. And I sort of give him a little bow of my head and turn back to everyone else.
Just so you know, it is dark outside. Like, very,
Dancing
very
lights.
I sort of walk towards him and said, "Oh, you did such a great job. You're gonna grow up and you're gonna make the world into a better place."
He's a cat, darling.
He is purring. He is like, yeah.
No, that wasn't the Taryn.
Was it not to Taryn?
No.
Oh, I thought you did that to Taryn.
Oh.
Okay,
no.
it is not purring.
Okay, I thought it was to Taryn.
Yeah, and the kid just started to No, it's a Taryn. I say, don't worry. We're gonna go to the other plane. And I'm gonna carry the other part of you back to where it belongs.
He just sort of looks at you like if a cat could smile, he would smile.
Like
At the
awkward.
moment, he's wandered around.
I know what that looks like. I know what...
between Ayla's legs, who is now very drunk because he downed a pitcher of wine. So, could you please roll Constitution saving throw, please?
Who, me?
Yeah, I wanna see how
you
drunk you are.
drunk.
Oh, yes, of course. By the way, I know what cat smiling looks like. Basically, they swish their tail and claw the shit out of you. I've learnt this since having a cat.
Oh, you are drunk. You are staggering and currently leaning against a tree, trying not to roll back into the pool.
I'm looking at the tree like, I love you.
Can Sharice just heave a deep sigh, and then she goes over, gets his arm, and just drapes it over her shoulder and say, well, he's out for the count, obviously. What's
You're
our
dead.
next move? I am. We've been through this, darling.
Dead.
I help him back as well. Over my shoulder.
What's
like,
our
You
next
guys going to set camp up, like where you are? or are you
Perhaps
gonna
we should
go
head
back
back to the elves. See
to the
what's...
elves?
Yes.
I actually
That
wanna
sounds very healthy. Elfy.
No.
I grab
No.
I grab a small piece of
killed Ina.
fabric from my pocket and I just stuff it in his mouth.
Oh!
I actually
I can
want
do
to look, before we go, I want to look through the other two ponds and see if they changed before we leave.
Okay.
Is it still the
So
same?
which one are you going to first?
The one with the city.
The city still seems to be the city, but now it's at night. It's nighttime.
Okay.
And you see stroll past in this image 4 high priests. These are the ones that paint themselves white with dripped gold paint over them, and they wear long flowing white robes, and they just glide past. As they do this, and as you look in, one of them stops and looks directly at you.
I stamp on it.
In the water? Like, this is far, like, you're leaning into the pond, and you'd have to get in the pool.
Oh, I'm a bit scared of that. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I stare at him really angry.
Just glare back.
Yeah.
He seems to just almost like not see you and just move on.
Okay. And then at last, I'm going to the left pool with
The far left is now loads and loads of what look like black shadow hands just appearing all over its surface, almost like as if it was sealed like a glass now, and people are trying to get out.
I'm gonna use my orb thing that I got from Sun and just not dip it, but keep it really close and see if something happens. And I'm
intervening here with all these reactions. You actually intervening?
No, I can't.
Why?
Wait. Yeah, I can. All right. My brain had to do a quick little bit of calculating that. God, I'm so tired. A bit of calculation as to what I know and what my character knows better. Anyway, I sort of stride up to, and take her arm gently and say, let's be careful with that thing. Yes, I don't think we should go taking it out into places. And I sort of look down at the hands and sort of almost glare down through my sockets. Sort of, let's not take it out willy-nilly in places like this, yes?
I just want to see what it does.
Yeah, I think so, darling, but not that pool. Especially if it belongs to him, which I'm starting to think it does. And if he wants this orb, I'd rather not just place it into his little grabby hands.
Fair enough. I think we should give him another name, so we don't have to say him. I'm just gonna call him Bob. From now on, it's gonna be Bob.
And I sort of, for the longest time, and you have no idea how this happened, how this works, but Sharice just looks at you with a very defeated expression in her skull, just, Bob. Ina, darling, you have such a wondrous vocabulary, and you choose Bob for him. Well, I suppose that...
It's kind of like the same logic as Sun used. Use a non-threatening name.
I suppose so, and I suppose it demeans him a little.
Oh, yeah.
Very well. Bob it is.
Are you, is anyone else looking in the pools just out of
I'm going to look back in the pool. I'm going to look back in the pool that I went through.
Okay. You see something completely different to Ambly, or Ina, sorry. You see Jeff walking down a corridor.
Can I lean closer?
Dark corridor, and he is disappearing into the shadows as he walks further and further away.
Shit. Right, well, at least he's alive, possibly. Right, and then can I go to the city one as well, just to have a look through it?
The city is the same again. It is the,
Okay.
yeah, it's exactly the same.
I'll just head back to Aylar, throw his arm over my shoulder again and sort of say, well, then I sort of suggest we go back to the elves. As wondrous as this little place is, I'd rather not stay here, especially with a drunk in our midst.
Yes, we should leave.
We should leave. Make like a tree.
Oh, I've lost 10 years. I sort of give the young boy a small stare and yes, I believe we are, unless anyone else would like to do anything.
We can come back again, if you're allowed, but
Are we allowed back in the pool? May I ask, are we allowed back in the pools?
I don't know.
Right.
I might see you again.
Right. Is this the only place you can go through these pools, or are there more?
Are there more pools or this one?
Are there more ways to get back into the pools?
There are many pools.
Yes, but these specific ones.
They don't necessarily lead in specific... You can't choose where you want to go in a pool.
Well, no, but I'm saying this temple, yes? Are there others like it, where we could go and visit these locations?
I don't know, I've never been in it. I just know there are more pools.
Oh, child, you are a font of information, but thank you.
What a
Thank
joke.
You are very
What a joke.
sarcastic and rude.
What a joke he is. What a joke. Huh.
I stuff the cloth back in his mouth.
Aaron jumps on Ayla and just...
Who does?
Taran.
Taran. No, not like...
I thought the child went feral. I was like, Jesus, it was just a joke.
Well, I'm holding you up, so this fucking kid's launching himself at me. Oh, God! I just sort of... Well, yes, I am quite sarcastic, dear. 300 years tend to do that to you. But in all...
So what if you're 300? Doesn't mean you have to be rude. I'm 675, so what?
Well, you've got me there. I apologise. And I sort of incline my head a little and sort of say, and thank you, darling. Thank you for this.
You are welcome.
I wouldn't...
Back down on the log.
I wouldn't worry, dear child. She's a minor problem.
He just sits on the log.
Minor.
Oh, God. No, I can't do anything to him. Alright, I just sort of heave a deep sigh and just cart him off back down towards the elves.
Okay, so you're walking
Ina
back.
sort of, she sort of gives him a good luck and leaves.
Dancing lights.
All heading back towards the elves. Are you going to chat on the way about anything that happened? Or...
No, I'm going to sing.
I know Aylar's pretty drunk, so...
Does anyone, not wake me up, but I did meditate, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna notice that you're gonna walk away.
I give him a small tap with my foot as we're sort of passing. Come on, darling. We can't be sat here with our eyes shut, now can we? No places to be.
Clearly we do.
We
Okay,
do.
Adam, can you roll me another Constitution save, please?
Ha! You're gonna die!
Indeed I can.
Nat one.
Just as soon as I find it. There it is.
Nat one.
Constitution, you say? Mm-hmm.
That one. Huh.
Okay, so you're sobering up a bit. You're walking back through the woods, and like the fresh night air has sort of hit you full like blown in the face, and
Oh, I feel awful. Hang on a minute. I've learned some tricks for this over the years.
Oh, have you? And I just drop him.
Yeah, I'm gonna just sort of
drunk a lot in this.
stagger off into the woods, and I'm gonna try and tactically vom.
Oh, really? Okay. What do you even roll for that?
Another con save, I guess?
Yeah, just roll a con save.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Yeah, no, now I've just got like sick all over myself. I just come back like,
I'm
that didn't work. That didn't work at all.
I sort of point to the back of the group and go, you are going back there until we find you a lovely little puddle to roll around in. Go. Back there.
What a joke.
Stay out of wind.
I send him to the back and I just start heading back to the elves.
Disgrace.
Okay. So you're heading back to the elves, and you see the same bushes, and they just bend and part open to be back at the elf camp, which is empty, apart from one body laying on the floor, which you recognise to be Anston.
Oh, bloody hell. Didn't we need him for that? And can I run over and grab him and sort of help him up?
Yeah, he is groaning. He's like, oh, he's got blood down. Like, he's been hit pretty hard in the head. He's got blood all the way down his face. He's just like, and
what?
As this happens, 3 cloaked figures that you recognise him as step out of the shadows on the side of the forest.
Recognise
One
as
of
in
them
judges?
has his... No, as in from the tavern at the beginning.
Yeah.
And one of them rests a hand on the back of Alar's neck, and Alar freezes. You can still talk and move, and he does exactly the same. One does exactly the same to Arathlian.
Ah!
My
Ah!
sword and
They
shield.
put a hand over your mouth, and then take Sharice's material and stuff it back in there.
And so it's sort of, fair enough.
Two
I grab my
judges
weapons.
step out, and followed behind them, walking with his hands behind his back, is... Right. Now that we've all caught up...
I
and
sort
you
of rise to
recognise
my
the
feet.
doctor.
I rise to my
Don't. You stay where you are, because like that, and Anston is dead. And so is this. And he picks up, and he's shaking Taryn, who is squealing and like howling or whatever. And he's like, now we're all going to calm down. Okay?
Oh, Ambly,
I am.
put the knife down. Is that a knife or is it a
I am-
pen? It's a pen. It's fine.
Put
My
down
eyes!
the biro!
I was just like, my brain went, Twitch! No! Weapons on Twitch! No,
Oh,
no,
Spoon,
no,
cut your heart out with a
It's fine.
spoon.
no. Okay, we're fine.
And this doctor is holding Taryn, who is scream like a proper cat yowl, trying to, it's like anything untoward, and they're both gone.
I am extremely calm, and if anything happens to any of them,
What do you want?
I need all of you,
What
and
for?
you're going to come with me.
What for?
I say I'm perfectly capable of walking. If you... Oh, hang a minute.
Yeah.
Walker, if you will allow it.
Well, what is the idiot saying?
Ignore
Like-
him. He's partially drunk. What do you want with us?
You're going to come with me and help me with my research. And hopefully some of you will snap out of these little troubles you're having.
we haven't done you anything.
How very nice. How on
What do you
earth did
think?
you get here so quickly?
Well, that'd be telling.
It
Can-
certainly would, especially since I've been meaning to speak with you.
Oh, I know you have. Why do you think I spoke with you? Now, I suggest if you want to find out things, you come with me. And us, these lovely gentlemen here,
Can
quietly.
Rafael and I move at all?
No, neither of you can move. You're completely frozen.
How many are they?
There are two
Yes.
judges. There is the doctor. There are 3 of the hooded figures from the tavern, and the things, the shadow walkers you fought earlier, you see some creeping out of the woods.
Okay, because if it were only like 3 or 4 of them, we could take them.
No,
Mm.
what? And they kill you? That?
No, I wouldn't let them. Because I'm gonna roll like a god.
She said something today.
But
So, are you
Oh,
going-
sorry guys, there's a bit of an internet issue. I think Zoom has frozen.
Yes, it has.
There we go. Now it's back. I don't know what went on there, but we are back. Sorry.
Was that me?
No, I
Is
think
everyone-
it was all of us, everyone.
Yeah.
I also
Oh,
you.
what's going on?
I even dropped some frames on Twitch. I think something went
Oh,
wrong. So
God, the frames. Okay.
Save the frames.
Save the
But-
frames.
someone
so-
please think of the frames.
Are you going to come with me? Or am I going to kill this nasty little rodent?
All right.
That-
Let's not stoop to idle threats.
Why?
But-
You gave them to me freely last time we spoke. Now, are you
I s-
coming or not?
And I sort
Yes?
of glance
No?
over at Ina. Ina?
she just holds her sword, not moving really. She doesn't do anything.
I'd put that away.
All right, we'll come with you. Just don't hurt the cat or anyone else here.
So much love for a weird little creature.
Yes, an emotion I'm sure you're full of.
Oh, I am. You're not. Or you weren't. Now, are we going to step this way? He says. And you see almost like a portal open. And the doctor steps through and disappears forward, followed by one of the judges. These 3 hooded figures beckon for you to go.
Oh, Ina runs through it.
They make us able to move them?
They're effectively pushing you.
Okay.
They're sort of pushing you through. As you get the other side...
You are smooth to giggles.
I don't know what button this is. It seems to constantly mute me.
As you get the other side, you're in a very white room. It has a very doctor's surgery sort of feel to it. And he sort of clicks his fingers, and the lady who was originally behind, who was like the receptionist that was behind the counter you saw earlier, comes over and is like, "Hello, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put these on you," and she starts putting like little tags around your wrists, like so.
Like patient braces?
Ayla, yeah. Ina, like she's like, and Rathian, yours was very difficult to spell. And yes, there you go, Charlotte. That's much better. And that is the end of this week.
Charlotte.
What bombs are you dropping, Alice? God damn it!
Yeah.
So, see, it was that traumatizing. It was better than last week. See, the
Okay,
thing is,
okay.
dead silence. Like, is that a good thing, or is that like
That's
We are in shock.
okay. So let's go round. Ali clearly needs a moment. We'll start with Ed and do Alice last.
Case.
Ed, initial reactions to that episode. How you feeling, bud?
I feel okay, I guess.
You look like made godded or something. I don't even know what
I
happened.
might have got. I had got a goddess bestow some shit on me, I guess.
Yeah.
Not entirely
Some
sure what.
goddess shit.
Suppose that's a general summary. Yeah, she's got some
If
goddess
you go
shit on me.
into Roll20, Ed, and you type it in the search thing and type in divine sense, as she said, you'll have it.
My Zoom is disappeared. I need so.
Yeah, we can always do that in the aftermath. So, yeah. Any more for you, Ed?
No.
What, for that entire thing?
Right.
I liked it. Dang it.
Good feedback is good. Oh,
And he left!
we've lost Ed.
He's had enough.
I'm not going to change the cameras around because I have a feeling he'll be back in just a moment. There we go.
There he is. Always
There he
messing
is.
up the cameras.
No, we're still in the same order. We're happy days.
No, yeah, but no, we're not.
Sorry, Ed.
I think it would have been lost, so it should be fine.
Ah, okay.
I can see the top of my head and the bottom. Oh, there we go.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yep.
So then, Ali looks like she's calmed down enough to talk.
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, no, I mean, I really, really enjoyed this episode because although, you know, there wasn't really... I mean, obviously there was the big fight at the beginning, but it was more focused on intrigue and sort of, like, mystery, which I love that is becoming a very obvious theme in your session. I loved the character of the goddess. I think she was a brilliant little snappy character, and especially with all of this dark, creepy shit.
You gotta have something happy in it.
Yeah, she was a really brilliant little positive spark, and it really helped light up the scene that you sort of played out. I think that went really, really well. You've killed me with the Charlotte thing, because the guys, and actually...
You said
I think...
I could mess with your backstory.
Oh, I did, and I'm so glad you have, but it's just, in my memory, the guys and both then and into itself, the stream doesn't know who Charlotte is.
You've mentioned it once.
Once.
You mentioned it once in the
Yeah.
very beginning.
So...
Confusing the hell out of everyone else. Bloody hell.
Should I say, since we have mentioned it?
You lost sister.
You could, yeah. Say,
Charlotte, so when Charisse was actually human, she doesn't remember her, but Charlotte was Charisse's twin sister.
Okay.
I don't think Veracem does, but I do.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna go away and draw red lines on a board and try and figure this out. There were so many. I love symbolism, and this was chock full of it. I loved it, and I'm very excited for next
Yes.
time.
Some good symbology.
I love.
And with that note, let's go over to Ambly. Hey, Ambly.
Continue. God's sake.
I just thought I'd end it a little bit early because I know Ambly's got to head off at 9.
Yeah.
So
Ambly.
Hello. Hi. Alice.
Alice.
Thank you so much for doing
all right.
This was super fun. Like, first of all, we got in a really good fight. Next day,
You
I
had an
promise.
epic kill, like.
Oh yeah, that's like the only thing I had going for me. With my natural 20. That's the only thing. I don't know what's with roll 20, but I can't roll at all. So that's
bad
gonna be
day.
interesting.
Welcome to my world.
Like I love the puddles. Like I can't say it enough. Like I really liked it. That was
Loves those puddles.
I'm glad you like
yeah,
them.
but when you started to describe it, I'm like, oh.
What's in it? Like, get the snorkel out.
Because I'm really curious what would have happened if I chose like any other puddle.
Yeah. I really think I would have probably chosen the city if you hadn't disappeared. Like, I was like, but like, as soon as you disappeared, I was like, new sister, go!
Could probably go
I
check.
actually like her. Oh,
I never said that. I detest her, but you know.
First she was just gonna go in the middle just because it's the closest one, but then it's like, oh, I get choices, but then I chose the middle one anyway because it's like, oh, this place looks like it needs some light on it, and it's something I could fight. That was basically Ina's thought process with that.
I like that you're all starting to love your characters and really sort of get into them. So
Oh, Alice.
it's quite nice
Alice.
seeing. No, but I mean, like, as the development happens.
Yeah.
I've always loved Ayla, I think.
I've loved Charisse, and I still love her now.
From episode 0,
Funny.
that first hour and a half on episode 0, I was just like, this character's going to be fun. But yeah, I really liked the goddess woman as well. I mean, Ayla was definitely trying to flirt with her.
Oh, she loved it.
Yeah. God damn, so many things going on. It's like,
I
I
love it.
wasn't finished, Adam.
oh, sorry, Ambly.
How dare you?
I was only at the puddles, please.
Sorry, Ambly. I didn't mean to interrupt. Please do go on.
Also, another thing I really loved was when we entered the puddles and you just described the room. Like, that scene was really nice and beautiful.
Because it's meant to be a nice place because everything's not been so nice lately. So
Yeah,
You need
yeah,
someone
it was really nice. And like I said, also sun was lovely. I got some magical swag. It turned into gatekeeper of some kind, and Ayla got drunk.
stick.
It was great. I had a great time. And now Ina is a place where she does not belong. She has been defeated, which is not by her nature. She's really grumpy. Thank you for this episode. Now I'm finished, Adam. Go.
You're welcome. And you guys should all go and check out both Ambly's art, Alice's work, and Ali's. I don't think we've got your artwork linked yet, but you can find it in the Discord. And she also has made some music for the Dead Mountain. I hear there's some coming for a Necromancer's Wish.
In the command.
All in the commands. Thank you, Ed,
Yeah,
for posting. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I pretty much already did my summary there. I spent the whole thing confused as normal. I enjoyed the kids and stuff. I always enjoy Aylar's interactions with kids because he just doesn't understand them.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
The main reason they get thrown in.
So you guys on the channel, if you guys want to play some D&D, we still have a slot open tomorrow night. I only released it about 4 hours ago or 5 hours ago.
I'm in it
but
tomorrow. Come
you are,
join me.
You are. It is a one-shot, pretty much designed for beginning adventurers. Okay, it's level 1. We start in a tavern. It's you know,
It's
Simple
gonna
stuff.
be funny. It's gonna be.
It's
good.
gonna be.
good.
There's gonna be hilarity.
Come on, it's gonna be great.
There's
Come
also one shots going on all week. Wednesday might be full. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to hear back from
The
someone.
only
who-
spot left is
Yeah, what one is reserved in Wednesday. Just someone sort of said yes, but they've not. Like they've got the kill, but they haven't collected the dog tags. You know, it's
Is that me DMing on Wednesday?
yes, that is your horror mystery.
Woo!
On Thursday, I will be playtesting my own homebrew world, which I made on stream a while back. The Guy Ritchie version of D&D.
I don't know who that is.
How do you join Hamburger Jacob? You just click on this link and you there it is. You click on that link and then just fill in thy name. On Friday. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Where is it? Over here. On Friday, we also have a Delve the Dungeon style adventure, which is full, unfortunately. But
It all fills up very quickly.
it
that's
really,
why I sort of,
really
keep an
does.
eye.
That's
Like,
why
same with the Academy.
that's why I don't put it on Discard until like literally the day before now, because I want to get
Discard?
Discord.
yes, Giggles.
I had discard.
Yeah, he said he's got
Because I want
Ignore.
a good mix of experienced players and new players, so I try and get some slots filled out first before I release it, just so that we've got a nice mix. But you know,
But I think that is a good thing to mention. If you guys do want any news or anything related to anything Scrat does, because he doesn't just do this, he also does other things in other people's streams. So for any news relating to that, come and join his Discord. We're all very friendly.
Discord gets like the first choice when
yeah.
it comes to the Academy. So when the
So any
Academy
news.
Yeah.
and other one-shots are released, Discord is where you're going to find
Check out
them.
his Twitter as well.
First I pretty much talent snipe people, then I release the schedule to the subscribers, and then I release it to the general tab in Discord. So
And it goes really fast. 'cause
it
it's
does.
fast.
It goes so fast. So if you want to get first dibs on playing, join the Discord.
Be a subscriber.
Yeah, that is me pretty much done. I've not planned the weekend yet, but you know, happy days.
We'll see what happens.
Let's
Who needs it?
go on, and Alice, how did you enjoy DMing today? Awesome job, by the way. I was fully invested the whole way.
I really like playing the goddess. She's one of my favorite characters. I like a god that doesn't think they're almighty, that quite likes the idea of almost living a normal life, basically. But yeah, no, I was quite pleased with it, and I know what's coming next week, and I'm even more excited for that one. It's probably like my favourite one for a long time. So
I'm not into it.
I am looking forward to that, but it was quite nice to also make a very magical place, which I quite liked doing with the temple and everything. I've got some sketches. I actually had to do this to remind myself of everything I thought of, so yeah, no, I really liked it. And as long as you, like I said, as long as you guys like it, I'm happy, so.
Yeah. And like I say, Alice is a photographer. I'll put her link up again
I
quickly. Also on Wednesday, she will be DMing a horror mystery style adventure for level 3 characters. So level 3, nice low level. So, you know, you guys can come and get involved. If you are new or if you are rejoining after a long time, don't be shy. This is a safe space for new people. We'll look after you.
Nice, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah. So thank you
As
very
a DM,
much.
we're not nice.
That's true.
Oh no,
Gonna cry.
as a DM we're dicks. We will
Yeah.
torture you, but we will also
Right,
talk
pride
to
in it.
you beforehand and make sure that you're okay with it.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna
Pass out
hit-
cookies. We're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, Adam is a horrible person.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's lovely. Look at that little face.
The
I like to lull
deep-rooted
people to a false
evil.
sense of security,
Yeah.
so-
I mean, if you've seen any of my interactions during the stream when people mention Adam's character possibly dying, I may or may not be rooting for it. But you know, we can't all get what we want. You know,
You can't always get
Alice,
what you
do it.
want.
Alice, press the kill switch. Get him. Get him.
Depends
So
how much he pisses me off during the week.